Hello guys, welcome back. What a smooth transition that was as well. Maybe we're going to have a good stream today. Normally there's a bit of a delay when I transition scenes, but certainly not there. What is up everyone? We are actually streaming for the first time in 4 months? Yeah, around 4 months. Probably just a bit below 4 months because the last stream I did was the Euro 2024 semi-final between Spain and France. That was the very last stream I did, and life has just been crazy, absolutely crazy. But I found some free time today, so I'm just gonna sit back, enjoy the show, which is hopefully going to be a good game between Norwich and Middlesbrough. I've not got volume on the TV, so apologies if I can't really read what's going on in the game. I'm going to do my best for you guys, but I'm just excited to be back. Streams don't typically do well on my channel, which is why I've kind of gone away from them a bit. But it's moments like this when you leave it for so long and you come back and you get that buzz is what you always want to crave for. And honestly, it's literally living up to my expectations so far. So I'm expecting a really, really good stream going on. Let's just welcome everyone who has arrived, because a couple of you have. Blue Terrier, thank you for the message to start. I've pinned your message actually because it's too true. We are not too far away from 3,000 subscribers. We still have a tiny bit to go. Honestly, it's been a little bit of slowdown, in all honesty, but it has been, it's made sense because I've not really been posting as much, but that is still, the ambition to try and get to 3,000 subs. So if you haven't subscribed and you can, it'd be absolutely amazing. You can even turn notifications off if you don't want to see any of the content. Once a Club fan, welcome. Honeygun, leader of the prediction league so far. How are you doing? I've actually caught up to week 11. So I've only got week 12 this week left to do. And I've got to say, I've been scoring some pretty big scores in the past couple of weeks or so, but I just can't close the gap on Honeygun because any time that I do, he just then outdoes me the week after. So it's quite difficult to chase him down at the moment. He's really going for it this year. So ultimately, it's going to be an interesting one. I've not done week 12 yet, so I don't know how well I've done. I know I've got a couple of scores right, but obviously I don't know how everyone has done as well. But ultimately, it's part of the fun. Emily, nice to see you. It's been a while. How are you doing? Retail always said hi. GSGN, welcome. I've been appreciating your stats that you've been leaving in the comments. It's really, really insightful, and I'm glad that you're getting the recognition from not even just me, but from other creators seeing those comments as well. Because a lot of the time we can't think, those sorts of stats on the spot, and it takes someone who knows their stuff to know these stats as well as you do. How's my Sunday afternoon? It's nice. It's nice and quiet. I'm feeling okay. I think just okay is the right thing. I've certainly overcame a couple of things, but ultimately I am certainly doing okay. I hope Norwich wins, but you're predicting 1-1. I'm trying to think if there's any particular reason for it. I mean, I don't know if it may be something against Middlesbrough potentially. Yeah, like the stream. Yeah, exactly, Emily. Please do smash the like button on the stream if you've not done so. It really does help. All good. I'm really... Yeah, you are going all out, which I've noticed in your scores. They really have been, horrendous to try and catch up to. Right. I'm just checking to see if it will actually change to Norwich Middlesbrough, because it's currently on, Motherwell and Celtic at the moment, but I'm assuming they're going to change probably about 10 minutes to kick off. 3-2 victors. My best week of prediction is in match week. Yeah, you had a really good week at Wonderful Weeks, and I think it was actually ironically the week I couldn't make a video because I was ill, which was one of the many things I had to overcome quite recently, but I'm pleased to say I'm pretty much better, so I'm feeling all right. Have to persevere with a couple of injuries as well, which is also never fun, but ultimately it has not stopped me doing what I love doing, which ultimately is you know, working, but then also doing this as well. But this is the perfect opportunity, guys, to ask me any questions regarding the football, because apart from my predictions, which I give a brief insight on how the previous game has gone, I've not really informed you of my thoughts, you know, if any team's been underperforming, any teams overperforming their expectations, views on certain teams with how they're doing and expectations. You know, ultimately, all these questions that may have gone unanswered can now be answered in this stream today. So I'm hoping the capture is going to work. It was working just before I did the recording. Although having said that, I might need to turn the brightness down ever so slightly. And it's just taking forever to load. Of course it is. Right, let's just see if this works. Oh, look at that, guys. Look how smooth this is turning out to be today. It can only go downhill from here is all I can say. So your table looks like this. Can you see it? Yeah, you can. Brilliant. Okay, it actually looks quite nice. Brilliant. Right, so our bottom three sees Portsmouth, QPR and Luton. With our two teams today, Norwich and Middlesbrough, I said in my predictions they're literally right next to each other on the table. Both on 17 points. Norwich ahead just on goal difference. They've got a +6 to Middlesbrough's +2. Although Middlesbrough have won more games in their last 5, Norwich are going on a current unbeaten run. And you can see the only other sides with an unbeaten run stretching over 5 games are Bristol City, as you can see, with quite a few draws along the way. You could see Preston developing a run of form here. Same with Cardiff, a brilliant result for them actually to get an away point against West Brom. Then, obviously, then the top 3. So not many sides, you know, being able to stay undefeated for 5 consecutive games, but Norwich have done that, and that really is just down to, I think, Frollo eventually just getting used to what sort of tactics he will need to entail within this league. It's going to be a very interesting matchup here. I'll quickly look at lineups, guys. Keep your comments going through. I will be reading all of them. You know, if I do miss a comment, I do apologise in advance, but I will be trying to keep up. George Long's in goals. So I know Angus Gunn is out for a bit. I don't know if any Norwich fans in the chat, can you inform me how long Angus Gunn is going to be out for? So George Long, their second choice goalkeeper, is in goal. You've got Fisher, Duffy, Corboda and Callum Doyle as your back 4 for Norwich. You've got Slimane, Kenny McLean and Mark Condes as a midfield 3. Then Chernak, Borges Sainz and Josh Sargent as your front 3. Chernak, I think, being one of the most underrated players so far this season, I would say, within the Championship. He's certainly been involved. Middlesbrough looks like this. You've got Senny Dieng. You've got a back 4 as well of Borges, George Edmondson. Gosh, Ipswich might want him at the moment. Rav Vandenberg and Joe Steele as your back 4. You've got Aidan Morris and Hayden Hackley as the double midfield pivot. You've got Ronnie McGree, Finn Azaz and Ben Doak. Sorry, I nearly misread that. And then leading the lines, Tommy Conway. So certainly an interesting side. So Johannes Thorup has got this bench at his disposal. Sorensen, Hanley, Stacey, Chrisen, Amankwa, Forsyth, Shawatu, and Cade Gordon. What does Michael Carrick have at this bench? Who recently played, managed actually his 100th game for Middlesbrough, I believe. So then he's gone for Byron, Luke Ayling, Clark, Howson, Isaiah Jones, Barlaser, Mark Hamilton, Latte Lars on the bench. Wow. And Berzug is on the bench too. I was going to say Latte Lars was on the bench last time, but he came off the bench and actually got the winning goal for Middlesbrough against Sheffield United. So maybe Carrick's finding a way to get the most out of him is to put him onto the bench to get that performance. So interesting approaches from both. What are you guys saying in the comments? It's quite interesting that all 4 Premier League matches in Sunday are all in London. Yeah, that's right, isn't it? You've got Crystal Palace plays Sellers Park, Stamford Bridge, Emirates, and London Stadium. Yeah, that's right. Oh, that is a really good fact. And in fact, I will be going through the scores of those as well because they have kicked off already. I was quite annoyed just before the stream started because Newcastle did get an equaliser through Alexander Isak, who I've subbed out of my fantasy team, so I'm absolutely gutted. Can't start a fire without a spark. Herbie Kane's on fire. Yeah, Huddersfield are doing okay, although they had a poor run of form as soon as I put a bet on them. So, out of context, I was on a company business trip. We were at Fort Park, and for a bit of fun, we decided to stack some bets, and people and non-football people also put the bets down as well. I, ironically, was going to go for Leicester and Everton, and I was keen to put a Leicester win down, and then ultimately, in the end, no game got concluded there. Or was it? Did the game conclude in the end? I can't remember what happened in that game, but there was a big delay, wasn't there? And then in the end, I thought I'd play it safe, and I was saying, you know what, I'm going to go for Huddersfield to beat Northampton because they're going quite well at the moment, and then they'll do it. But I'm telling you, the defending and the goals they conceded in that day were unforgivable. They were unforgivable. I could not believe the goals I was seeing them concede. The fact they made it somewhat a bit close when they went down to 10 men as well. I don't know if it was Northampton or Huddersfield. One of them did. But ultimately, the bet was lost because I put Huddersfield to beat Northampton. So I wasn't entirely popular with the manager who stacked those bets together because I ultimately ruined his bet for doing that. So Huddersfield, on the day I needed them to deliver, didn't. So I had a bit of a bone to pick with that. But other than that, it's been rather fun. Am I surprised about the Champions League table, says Wallace Gone fan? If you're telling me I'm surprised about Villa being top at the moment, I guess kinda. I think it's just assuming that they weren't going to get a win over Bayern Munich. But, Villa are doing really, really well at the moment. And certainly what hasn't surprised me is that the English teams are dominating it at the moment. Even Arsenal, who have dropped points, are right up there as well. So it is showing the English dominance, as arrogant as it is. They are really proving their point. Of course I know what a bloody Champions League is. Lineups for the teams, I think I already showed it off, Emily. But I will recap if you missed it. Score is 1-1. Yes. Do I play Fantasy EFL? If you're talking about Gaffer, wait, are you talking about the actual EFL one? If you're referring to that one, I cannot lie. I put my team down first week and completely forgot about it, and it's not been doing well. And as a result, I've kind of given up on it. So I still get notifications on it, but I've completely given up. Gaffer, I'm taking a little bit more seriously, but it's still not amazing so far. And I've got to say, the first couple of weeks for Premier League and Championship Fantasy, have been doing okay, but then something would happen, like I would forget to change one week for the Championship, or Haaland stops scoring, and then suddenly, just my whole team deflates. So ultimately, it's lacking consistent performers, which has ultimately let my team down, sadly. We're only here to see Gatsby. Gatsby was outside last time I saw him, so I hate to burst your bubble. I don't know if we're going to see him today, sadly. Duran has been a bright start for Villa. He's actually in my fantasy team, but I've not started him because he just barely starts. He comes off the bench a lot of the time. Be doing it every week. Yeah, well, good for you. I'm glad that you have been able to keep it up and have been able to do it successfully. That's not me being bitter at all, because genuinely, when you do work nearly 40 hours a week, it is draining, and then at times you do forget to do it, and ultimately that has what has happened to me. So ultimately, I'm just going to see what happens. But ultimately, it's nice to catch up with all of you guys. I've really, really missed doing this. But ultimately, today, we're going to be watching a championship game where I didn't actually talk about the implications for both these sides. Let's actually go back to Catcher and see what a win would do for both. Top 6, you need 19. They're both on 17. So a win for either one of these sides does take them to the top 6, overtaking Blackburn, because Blackburn did lose, of course, this weekend against Watford, which I did say my predictions was quite an important game because Watford, as I said, if they win this here, they're immediately back in the conversation for top six. And you can see here, they're only out of the top six now on goal difference. So it was a crucial win for Watford there. But ultimately, either Norwich or Middlesbrough can overtake Blackburn and get that 6th place. West Brom, you can see their form. They're really struggling at the moment, just picking up 4 draws in a row there. With their goal difference of 6. So actually, Norwich could go up as high as 5th with a win here. Middlesbrough will need to win quite substantially to get up to 5th and overtake West Brom. But certainly, both these sides are going to be wanting a win. And I think certainly, if they do get into that top 6 position, it does make things really, really nice for them. Based on a head-to-head, Middlesbrough do have a bit of the upper hand. They have won the last 4 meetings against Norwich. Interesting. It's a hard one. I've managed to end it as a draw. I think Norwich certainly are improving after Johannes Thorup. Middlesbrough is the one team that I'm just struggling with the most because they are so inconsistent with their level of performance, I find. It's very evident about them completely underperforming their XG. They should be doing so much better than what they're doing, but ultimately, most of the time, we don't see them take their chances. And it's just going to be a question whether they do take their chance today, which will be interesting to see if they do. It's a shame, Blue Terrier, they didn't do well when I needed them to do well, when it mattered to me. So... yeah, that was frustrating. Right, I don't know if it's actually going to change to Norwich Middlesbrough. It did say it was on Sky. Let me just double check. Oh, wait. No. Where is it? Is it going to be on Sky Sports Plus then? It did tell me it was live. Where is it? Oh, I didn't think this through at all. Yes, it's Sky Sports Plus. Right, okay, I should have it, I think. Yes, brilliant. Right, so, false alarm. So, in case you're wondering, you can watch Norwich and Middlesbrough on Sky Sports Plus. I was just going to say, because I was just seeing Motherwell and Celtic about to kick off, and I was thinking, that's not the game I want to see. So, they're actually showing the highlights of Norwich and Middlesbrough last year, and yeah, certainly that's one of the wins that they got. A 2-1 win for Middlesbrough in the end, and the first goal was just an outright mistake from the Norwich player, and then look at that individual quality there, just incredible. And then there's Norwich attacking Jonathan Rowe, just an outrageously good player. Norwich really could be doing with him actually this year. Oh, I'm really enjoying this. Right, okay, now what we need to do is we need to recap the Premier League games because they should be going on to half-time by now, actually. So if I quickly switch back to a scene. Oh, come on. It was working perfectly. There we go. Right, this is not good for Ipswich's point of view because Crystal Palace are currently beating Spurs. They're winning by 1-0. The goal went to Jean-Philippe Mateta with Eze with an assist. Oh, that will be good for a couple of fantasy teams. West Ham and Manchester United are currently at half-time. How the stats are looking for this one? A 1.48 XG to a 0.04 XG. But West Ham have had one big chance, which has led to their only shot. Looks like Manchester United have been quite wasteful, which really doesn't surprise me. It's nothing new. And then, of course, Chelsea, Newcastle, 1-1. So, obviously, Chelsea did have a goal that was disallowed from offside. A bit frustrating, but ultimately, Nicholas Jackson did manage to score. But you see here, this spell that they gave to Newcastle, they did find a goal out of it. And Chelsea have ended the half strongly, but are going level at half time. That's a bit of a blow. So ultimately, again, this is another situation of Chelsea not managing the game well when they've taken the lead. It's happened way too much, and that's the one thing I'll critique on Chelsea really this season, is that they have just not been able to keep any clean sheets at all. It's really quite aggravating in that front. And you can see they haven't won in their last 2 games here. You know, that draw against Forest was a terrible result. They would be hoping to win to get into the top 4, but yeah, as it stands, a draw leaves them in 7th, but they will be 2 points clear of Spurs. But Spurs will overtake Chelsea if they do complete a comeback against Crystal Palace. So, to remind you of the scores, there's 3 Premier League games going on at the moment. 1-1 Chelsea and Newcastle, 1-0 Palace against them and Spurs, which leads them to go above the bottom 3 for the first time this season. And then West Ham and Manchester United are 0-0 currently. Both Manchester United and West Ham really needing the points here. So that is how that stands. Hurdello missed a golden chance for Manchester United. It sounds all the same, really, doesn't it, with Manchester United? Second is the minimum expectations, so no pressure. Well, I've got to be honest, League One this season has been so competitive. So it's going to be very, very tough for Huddersfield. I wouldn't say it's impossible, but it's certainly going to be very difficult. I think the standard in the League One this year is one of the highest I've seen for quite a while. Probably since what was the season when Luton went up? When Luton went up with a couple of teams, because the level of consistency they required to get promoted was insane. Norwich and Middlesbrough have only faced 61 times. The most goals in the match was a 5-4 Norwich win in 1961. Good thing about the League One table is that it's really tight. You still get exactly. It is very tight, but ultimately, if you lose 2 games in a row, then ultimately it is very, very, very punishing. So you do need to make sure that you at least produce some of the goods when you're relied upon. So they're going through the teams again. Let's go through the teams. One final recap before we do eventually go to kickoff. I've got to say, apart from the one glitch with the capture, the stream has run so smoothly so far. I'm assuming the audio is fine as well. I've not heard any complaints about it so far, whether it was too quiet or too loud. So I'm assuming it sounds fine. Norwich have gone for Watchalong in goal, Fisher, Duffy, Kulboda and Canham-Doyle as the back 4, Marcondes, McLean and Slimane as the midfield 3, and then for front 3 they got Chernak, Josh Sargent and Borja Sainz. Probably player of the season for Norwich so far might be Borja Sainz. For Middlesbrough's point of view, they've gone for Seny Dieng, they've got Neto Borges, George Edmondson, Rav Vandenberg, who I think is brother of Sepp Vandenberg. Deutschdeal also completes the back 4. Hayden Hackney and Aidan Morris completes the double midfield pivot. Ronnie McGree, Finn Azaz and Ben Doak complete the front 3 with Tommy Conway then leading that front 4. Tommy Conway leads that front 4 up front. Big exclusions, I'd say Grant Hanley and Jack Stacey for Norwich, and for Middlesbrough the major one is Luke Ayling, Matt Clark, Barlaser and Latte La. They have got the camera on Delia Smith, which I would say is because she did make an announcement that she and her husband were going to lower their role for Norwich. So ultimately, that's probably why. I mean, they probably will be here in every single game week anyway, but certainly that's why the attention has been put on them there. Wrexham, when we played them, looked like nothing special, just a well-organised, decisively, and amazed if they get more from playoffs. Interesting. I mean, certainly if they're good defensively, that builds the foundations, doesn't it? Matthew says, up the Borough, so he will be chanting that because they've just kicked off and I've not got my timer ready. Oh dear. It was going to happen. Right, let's see if I remember how to do all of this. I've not done this in 4 months now, so may have forgotten how to stream. But, you know, ultimately that's part of the fun. Right, let's see if I can do this. Norwich keeping all the ball at the moment, as I probably would expect from them. I think for a lot of it, we're going to see Norwich having more of the possession. There we go. Time is ready. So with how Carrow Road's looking, it's looking nice and sunny, which in Chelmsford's looking quite nice as well. Not quite as bright as that in Norfolk. So certainly the sun is a little bit more advanced, a little bit north from Essex way. But certainly the Norwich's goalkeeper box is submerged in sunlight, and the rest of the pitch is submerged in darkness. So whether that might have a factor and might makes things a bit awkward there, who knows? But certainly it's Norwich with most of the ball, but Middlesbrough have now actually touched the ball for the first time. So now this is their passage of play. Is Dyche still? But then given away, really good from McLean actually. Now this is a good attack from Norwich, looking very promising here. Ball comes in. Oh, first chance of the game goes to Norwich. It's Borja Sainz. Looking very, very dangerous on the left-hand side. Miranda's into the box, and actually, it was actually Marcondes that did the interception, and a good bit of passing play there by Norwich. Sainz finds loads of space. He probably could have squared it or crossed it. That may have been the better option. He had two players and two teammates that could have done a better attempt, but he goes for goal himself, and it's just high and wide. Not far away, though. Oh, my goodness me. Norwich having another chance. But I should say defensively, not decisively. Where? Oh, sorry, your comment. No, that's what I meant to say. Was that Marcondes? I think that was Marcondes that shot from distance there. Emiliano Marcondes, who remembers him? He played a really big part in Brentford's promotion to the Premier League, and he is now back in the Championship, hoping to do the same thing for Norwich. But so far, 2 chances in the game, both in the favour of Norwich City. Middlesbrough playing out from the back a little bit, and they have managed to beat the press. So this is their best play so far. Here's Finazaz. Interesting stuff here. They're passing back a bit. So some of these players I've not really seen a lot of, like Ben Doak, for instance, I've not seen a lot of. So there's going to be some players that I'm going to be really intrigued to see how they get on. But Ben Doak so far has just given the ball away pretty cheaply to Callum Doyle. So the home record for Norwich, they are actually unbeaten in their last 23 home games. That is insane. Brilliant composure from Norwich so far. They are also playing out from the back. So that's why I anticipated that there'd be many goals in this game. But I'm hoping it doesn't end in a damp squid. But there's Kolboda to George Long now. He's trying to ease himself into the game here. Fisher now on possession on the ball for Norwich. Just very, very slowly moving the ball around currently, Norwich. So certainly playing the possession game. Borja Sainz picking up the ball from his own half. Interesting stuff. Kenny McLean, brilliant play. He's going to try and put him through, but it is really good defending in the end by Edmondson, who gets ahead of Josh Sargent, and that looks to be a throw-in for Middlesbrough. So, interesting stuff so far. What are you guys saying? Norwich needs to win. When it comes to XG scored in the Championship, it suggests that Burnley shouldn't be in second. In fact, based on it, Burnley should be in the bottom 5. Wow, that's a major, major stat. And it can show you how deceptive XG could be. You know, I think there needs to be an XG table, but there also needs to be like a table measured on clinical and, you know, accuracy of taking chances as well. And naturally, when you put those averages together, you get your average sort of Premier Championship table. Ben Doak is doing well for us. So has he been doing well in the past couple of games or so? I mean, I'm really interested to see what he's all about, because I've not seen a lot of him so far, but I have heard, you know, people not just like you, but other Middlesbrough fans, you know, singing his praises a little bit. So, you know, it's going to be a really interesting game. And it's going to be an interesting time, because there's going to be a lot of players that I've actually not seen a lot of for quite some bit. You know, I've seen the odd highlight or so, but this is going to be one of the very few ones I've seen in full 90 minutes. Right, here we go. Here's Ben Doak for Middlesbrough. This is probably going to be their best chance. He goes for the cross. Oh, I see what he's trying to do. He was trying to find Tommy Conway, and unfortunately, there was just a bit too much pace on the delivery. He probably could have gone for goal. I mean, actually, if he just angled it a little bit better, I mean, he could have gone for either Hackney or Conway. They were the two most advanced players in the box, but just a bit too much power. But I see what he was trying to do. Yeah, I think Wallace-Grant fans agree with my point. XG is not the be-all or end-all, so that's why XG can, at times, be quite deceptive. Marcondes trying to deliver the ball, but it was well intercepted by Borough. This is, turning out to be quite an interesting game regarding the possession and the midfield, because certainly both teams like to play out, some nice tidy passes. And they are, both teams are effectively keeping them out at the moment, probably apart from that minute and a half spell when Norwich had back-to-back shots and chances. I think apart from that, both teams have been doing rather well. Okay, here comes Middlesbrough. Middlesbrough's slowly growing into this, I would say. Dijksteel is going to give it to Ben Doak. He's going to try and find Dijksteel again. He's going to put the cross. Oh no, he's going to square it, and it's given away at a crucial point, and it's Callum Doyle that manages to keep his composure, showing the experience he has had when he was at Leicester and Coventry a couple of seasons ago. So I'm really pleased for 11 of you being here. If you've not liked the stream yet, guys, please do hit the like button. We're actually on 3 likes at the moment. So guys, there's more viewers than likes. So please, if you've not smashed the like button, it really, really does help the growth of this channel. It really does help, and it actually does motivate me to make a lot more of these streams, because the streams as a whole really don't tend to do so well. But ultimately I did want to do a stream today because I had free time, but you guys have been absolutely sensational. But it will be absolutely amazing if you've not hit the subscribe button. Please do that as well. It really does help. And please like the stream as well. All of those things really, really do help. I'm trying to find where I had the subscribe account from, because I did have it, but I think I must have closed it. Where was it? It wasn't any of this. Where is it from? I'm trying to remember. Oh, you get it. I know. I remember now. Oh my goodness me! I'm now trying to deal with all of my stats, and Borja Sainz, who I've just said is the player of the season for Norwich so far, just unleashes a shot out of nowhere. And where does it go? It goes in the top right corner of the goal. Seny Dieng can't get anywhere near it. Oh my gosh, what a goal that is. So Norwich get the first breakthrough in this game. And this was just me saying that Middlesbrough started to grow into it. Right, so the build-up is brilliant, actually. And gosh, it's just brilliant individual play. And actually the build-up between Sargent to actually keep the ball alive. Actually, no, it's Marcondes. Marcondes with the assist of this goal. Well, I have to say, Marcondes has done really, really well. He managed to find the pass, slipped it through to Borja Sainz. I mean, what a goal that is. That is sensational. And actually, the build-up to that goal did actually start at their actual goalkeeping box. Callum Doyle starting the build-up to it. And just the nice, intricate passes of play. I think Doak would be a tiny bit disappointed he didn't get the interception there, but because it did go past him trying to dive for the interception, it did leave Sainz with a little bit of space, unfortunately, there. But I cannot take it away. Borja Sainz smashed it, quite literally in the top right corner. And just like that, we've got our first goal. 1-0 to the Canaries. Fantastic goal. Yes, fantastic goal indeed. It's one of those ones where you just have to applaud it, because it's crazy technique, and to actually, because he didn't have too much space, Sainz. I mean, I would say Middlesbrough initially were a little bit slow to react to him, but I think it was one of those ones where the ball was moving quite quickly and their build-up play was actually quite intricate, but it kind of took a couple of the Middlesbrough players a little bit to kind of get their brains on to figure out what on earth had happened. But yeah, Sainz just unleashed a rocket, is all I can say. Brilliant goal on his part, and that's 1-0 Norwich. It means that Norwich do enter into the top 6 as it stands, based on its result. So what I was trying to do I was trying to find the subscriber count, which is and immediately Middlesbrough try and score. Okay, I think I'm learning that you can't keep your eyes off this game at the moment. What a save by George Long. Right, okay. I've managed to find a subscriber count. So we're on 2688 subs. So guys, if you've not hit the subscribe button, please do so. We're actually 2 subs away to 2690. So that would be amazing. We could get to 2,700 if we're lucky here. So that would be absolutely amazing. Who did the shot? It was Finazaz who had the shot. And a nice strong hand from George Long. Brilliant save on his part. And that actually keeps Norwich ahead of this game. You've got a Suffolk Canary here from Fraser Moat. Wow. How are you doing? Is it 2-0 Palace? Oh no. That's not what Ipswich Town are going to want to hear at all. But let's see how everything's doing. There's been a bit of change. Oh, Chelsea up to 4th. That must mean they must have scored. Hang on a minute. Middlesbrough have a chance. Oh, it's a corner. Oh my goodness me. You really cannot take your eyes off this game. It's sensational. Dyche. And then, that pass to find Ben Doak is sensational. And Ben Doak does quite well to get rid of Kubota initially. And yeah, it's just beaten away by Callum Doyle, and it's a corner to Middlesbrough. Yep, so Chelsea are 2-1 up. Corner comes in, it's headed clear. It's still in the penalty box though. Norwich have not cleared it very well. Let's see how this goes. Cross comes in. That's much better. That's definitely a clearance if I saw one. So Cole Palmer with a goal this time. Oh, ball comes in. Oh, it's in! Oh my goodness me! You cannot take your eyes off this game. You cannot take your eyes off this game at all. It's Tommy Conway. And it's taken, 4 minutes for Middlesbrough to then equalise. Right. Well, this is just proof that I just cannot keep my eyes away from this game. That is 2 goals in 4 minutes. I predicted a draw. I predicted a 2-2 draw, actually. And we could see more. Cameron's are on goal. Does he look off? I gotta say, in fact, no, I think he's fine. I think Conway's fine. I actually think it's the other one who's Edmondson who may have been offside actually. But Conway, I think, times his run perfectly. Doesn't get too much. Oh, it's looking back at it, it's not really. It's a pretty tame shot. It comes off George Long's leg and it hits the roof of the net as it goes in. That's quite an unlucky goal for a goalkeeper to concede. Undoubtedly, some might be criticising that he didn't just get it with his hands and, it obviously deflected off his knee in. But because it was on target, it is going to count as Tommy Conway's goal. So, bit disappointing for George Long. After making that incredible save from Finazaz, he then concedes that, and ultimately Norwich defensively just didn't really look like that they had it cleared, apart from that one massive clearance. But then eventually, they just, positionally wise, they were all over the place. But there you go. It's 1-1 now, and if I've just noticed, I was supposed to change the word kickoff to first half. Let me just quickly do that. That now makes things very interesting, because my fear for this game was that if Norwich had scored, it would probably be quite one-sided. But now it's finally poised. And I actually think that's going to be a very, very interesting and open game for a neutral perspective. Matthew's happy, of course. He's a Middlesbrough fan. Prediction is 3-1 Norwich win. 2 Saints goals and 1 Sargent goal. Interesting. So you live in Suffolk but support Norwich. So if you're working in Suffolk, is there a scenario where most of you are Norwich fans there? I actually do full-time work in Suffolk, and Ipswich most specifically. And I would say about 90% of the people who have an interest in football in the office support Ipswich. You've got a couple of Premier League ones. You've got a Manchester United, you've got an Arsenal, you've got a Chelsea here, for instance. And you've got 1 or 2 Norwiches as well who, are brave enough to say it. And in fact, one of them is so proud to be a Norwich supporter. He has a Norwich mug at work as well. And it always riles a couple of Ipswich fans if they have to make him a tea from a Norwich mugs. But ultimately, it's the classic shithousery, isn't it? Right, but I'm just going back to the Premier League scores. So it was 2-0 Palace, but it was, by the looks of it, disallowed from VAR. Why was it disallowed? It must have been an offside. That could be the only reason. So Chelsea 2-1 up currently at Newcastle. Please don't let that slip. So Chelsea are now in the top 4 if they can just hold on that tiny bit more. Manchester United and West Ham still drawing a blank, still 0-0 in their game. But it's still a win for Palace, and that does take them out of the bottom 3, which does send Ipswich down into the bottom 3. Championship as it stands, we did see Norwich within the top 6, and in fact that needs to update now because it is now a draw, and ultimately they just reappear where they originally were, 8th and 9th place in the table. Couple of comments. Stan, welcome to the stream. Wallace Gordon fan, you have predicted a 1-1. Middlesbrough need to improve their shot conversion rate. So far, they've done well in this game. They have, I've got to say. The chances that they've been having, Middlesbrough, they have looked very dangerous so far. So, very good from them so far. Let's just see if they can keep this up and if they can eventually get more chances and they can actually take them so far. But right now, I don't really have any complaints of this game so far. It's had a wonder goal. It's had a preventable goal. It's pretty finely poised as well. It's not one-sided at all. So I am very, very happy with that. And it's certainly a bit of a midfield battle, what I'm seeing here. I think since the equaliser, the ball's appearing more in Middlesbrough's half than Norwich's half at the moment. So Norwich pushing a bit. But having said that, Middlesbrough did win the ball back very, very well here. Yep, so they're just keeping on with the ball at the moment. Possession-wise, I was going to say Norwich were going to have more, but now that Middlesbrough have had the spell, it might be quite close in possession stats in the moment. Matt the man is here. What a start indeed. That is an understatement. I mean, each time a goal goes in, I'm busy doing something. I'm either checking subs, I'm either checking Premier League scores. You know, it's just one thing that I have picked up from those 2 goals in 4 minutes is that you cannot take your eyes off this game. Blue Terrier said the GOAT has arrived, and certainly the GOAT is here. And in fact, if anyone in the chat can give your plaudits to Matt, he has just hit 80,000 subscribers. Absolutely sensational. A chance for Middlesbrough. It looks like it might be cleared. It's not quite cleared yet. Just honestly, Norwich like to make things a bit difficult for themselves when they're trying defending chances. Middlesbrough still in possession of the ball. They could... Oh, really good defending in the end. I think it was Shane Duffy, actually, which I think is the fastest I've actually seen him run for quite some time. I was going to say it's Callum Doyle, but Callum Doyle was actually a little bit further back. But yeah, please make sure you, I don't know, clapping emoji or whatever sort of congratulations you can for Matt. 80,000 subs is no joke. It really isn't a joke. It's 4/5 of the way to 100,000 subscribers where you're entering the James Lawrence Allcott sort of numbers. It's unbelievable. It really is unbelievable. And to think that the first comment you left on my channel, you had under 1,000 subs. Craziness. Chance for Middlesbrough again. Duffy clears. I say, since Matt's arrived, Middlesbrough have really ramped it up a bit. Dyche Steele now. Finds Ben Doak up against Callum Doyle, who Matt will know all about. Dyche Steele there. Little bit of individual play here by Zaz. Shot, well blocked again by Duffy. But Middlesbrough still holding the ball. Matt will be 100k by Jan. Oh, could you imagine the scenes? What a New Year's Day present that will be. Middlesbrough still on the possession here. Joshua, welcome to the stream. Do you think Solomon is going to win the league? Oh, Sunderland. That's what I meant. I thought that might have been a mistake. I tell you what, Sunderland have got a fair shot. I think they really have a fair shot. They certainly have been under the radar in terms of a lot of our content creators' thoughts on them. I think certainly, you know, their manager not managing an English game before, you just don't know how they're going to be. But they have been defensively very solid and have actually been clinical. So when you're defensively solid and you're clinical with your chances, you have most of the ingredients you need already. The one thing I would say is that it is quite a young squad, and there have been quite a few red cards in this Sunderland side so far this season. So one thing I will say, maybe a lack of experience could be the one weakness I can see with that squad. But at the moment, they are doing everything right. Pretty much every crunch game they've had, they've turned up with a really good performance. So I'm really, really excited with Sunderland's chances at the moment. It'll be nice to see Newcastle and Sunderland reignite their rivalry again back in the Premier League. Ball might be out of play, I think. Middlesbrough won a penalty. I don't think that will be given for that. What did you make of the Coventry game? Absolute madness. We've had a couple of those games where we've had mad comebacks, but certainly for Luton to be 2-0 up, which I did predict a Luton win because of the inclusion of Adebayo and Carlton Morris. And originally, in that first half, it did look like, well, actually, that actually could be a correct prediction. But then something must have been said at half time. I don't know what's been said, but the Coventry players just rallied forward. Luton were a bit on the ropes. They got down to 10 men. And then for the winner to go in with, with it being a 94th minute win as well. And it's just incredible. That's all I could say. Absolutely incredible. It gives me, that sort of win kind of gave me that sort of similar feels to how Coventry beat Leicester. I don't know why, because entirely it's a very, very different game. But I think, one thing that you can absolutely see is that it was just down to the players' determination. And actually, the chances that they were converting, I think, was also great as well. So, ultimately, I'm not going to get carried away and say Coventry are now going to march their way up the table. Because ultimately, I mean, had they not conceded a late equaliser against QPR, that would have been back-to-back wins, which would have been absolutely amazing for Coventry. But so far, improvements are there. It's now just making sure if they can actually sustain that going forward. But absolutely, what a game it was. Absolutely incredible. Would be up there for one of the games in the Championship weekend, but we had so many games yesterday that had so many comebacks. Game for this game, it's been a little bit stop-start. We've actually had our first yellow card of this game now. It is going to the way of Aidan Morris, who I think is penalised for his challenge on Marcondes, which I've got to say, Marcondes has been a bright spark for Norwich so far and has reminded a lot of us, I think, for why he is a really good Championship player. Obviously, you probably will remember him for being involved in Brentford's promotion season. Mathematically, the maximum points for a relegated team in the 24 league for bottom three is 75 points, 3 points for a win. Interesting stuff from GHGN there. Once again, delivering on the stats when it's needed. Coventry were excellent yesterday. They were just really wasteful. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, what a... I tell you what, it's just like each time my eyes are on the TV, something just happens. So Marcondes just did a very quick free kick. I think McLean would have been offside. I can't actually see if it was offside. I'll find out in a minute. In fact, if it's a corner, he wasn't. It's a corner. He wasn't offside, I got to say. Middlesbrough were asleep there with that free kick. They weren't, they weren't defensively switched on. Referee looks like he might have given another yellow card out. That's interesting. But we've got a corner to Norwich. That is certainly their best spell of the game since scoring. All right, just headed clear. Yes, George Edmondson. Okay, so that's 2 yellow cards for Middlesbrough. I don't know what George Edmondson was booked for, potentially for just being roughhousing probably in the penalty box. That's really the only reason I could find for that one at the moment. Certainly, this game is proving to deliver so far. The referee is really taking no nonsense here. He is he's stopped the game again to talk to the players in the penalty box. I tell you what, if he's not careful, I think we could get a couple more yellow cards here at the moment. I think this referee is certainly not taking no for an answer at the moment. I certainly would not want to. I certainly would not want to mess with him at the moment. It feels like he will almost give anything as a yellow card. Oh my god, is he actually stopping the game again? Oh my gosh, we're actually going to be here for about 2 minutes before this set piece is taken in. Just let it go and just see what happens, I find. Right, corner comes in. Headed clear out of the box, but it's kept alive. Marcondes. Borgia Science. McLean with the cross. Oh, that is a very dangerous cross. What a wicked cross that was. It doesn't quite find Chernak, unfortunately. I mean, going back to that Coventry game, what an incredible result that was for them. And we'll just have to see if they respond to it. Absolutely. So, a recap of how things are going now in the Championship. Because both Norwich and Middlesbrough are drawing, there's no changes to the table. 8th and 9th respectively. A win for either one of them does take them ahead of Blackburn and into the top 6. Norwich could go as high as 5th because West Brom have not been doing too well lately, and they have actually got a better goal difference than West Brom if they do manage to win. For the Premier League, Chelsea are still 4th, so it looks like they're still winning. Spurs are still losing because Palace are still above the bottom 3 as it stands. So yeah, no other goals have come in at the moment with 64/65 minutes being played. A little bit ahead is the West Ham United game with we're looking around 25 minutes plus stoppage time left in that one there. But officially here, this will mean Ipswich fall into the bottom 3 for the first time properly this season as it stands. Chance for Norwich. Chernak coming in. Sargent. He's going to want a corner for that. Oh no, it's Marcondes. Apologies. Managed to misread the number there. It was a good attack again from Norwich. Norwich have been going pretty strong, and I've got to say, considering the position that the team thought that Marcondes was, Marcondes is almost acting as an additional striker to Sargent at the moment. He's really been quite advanced. So, I've been away for a while regarding streams. It's been nearly 4 months, which is crazy. It's criminal. The last game I did for people who are just coming in was Spain and France in Euro 2024. That's how long ago it was. And actually, I can actually remember the other semi-final game against England 11 is quite vividly because I actually played football when they were playing and I injured my knee. So I was just nursing my knee injury, just trying to walk off the train. I was supposed to meet up with friends as well to watch the game. And ultimately, it was the moment in the game when England had their penalty and Kane scored it. The pubs erupted, and you can hear the echoes from so far away. I've never heard sound like it in Chelmsford. It's crazy. It's typically a very quiet place, but it certainly wasn't on that day. It really was not. But it was a lot of fun, really. So ultimately, obviously the result was good. It was actually the first game I watched properly for most of the game. I did also watch the Slovakia game against England, which I can't lie, I hid behind the sofa so many times. And then the penalty shootout, which I couldn't bear to watch either. Just ultimately, I don't know. I think the thing is what you got to think about Englishmen. You got to admire the strength of their hearts because they are tested each time it's at international football because it's never done easy for us. Middlesbrough with a chance to attack, but Norwich do stifle it. But I think the referee is actually going to play an advantage to Norwich. Joshua, welcome to the streams. Good to see you. How is everyone doing? It's been really great to actually see all of you here. A lot of you have been leaving comments in my predictions videos, but a lot of you have not been able to say hello to me, so I'm here. A rare appearance as it goes. And I do have an exam coming up, so this is not going to be, I'm not going to announce here saying, oh, we're going to do this constantly. I have got one more exam in December that I need to do, but after that December exam, I actually don't need to study until April next year. So ultimately, I could have a whole 3 months free, which is amazing. Already looking forward to it. Just need to pass the one I'm doing in December, ultimately, because then things will be looking fab. So, just looking at the table again for the Premier League, I'm just keeping an eye on it since Chelsea are playing, but nothing has changed. So, seems the dust has settled a little bit. I think we're now slowly but surely starting to see what we're going to be seeing here. So, any questions since I've been away from this direct communication for quite a while, please feel free, because it's your chance really to know my thoughts about how teams are this season, because ultimately the only videos I've been doing are my score predictions videos, which doesn't necessarily always answer my, answer the whole picture that I have with so many teams. This game is making it quite interesting for me to see the improvement of Norwich from the start of the season, but just to see how Middlesbrough are looking this year under Carrick, because we have assumed that Middlesbrough are going to be doing well this season with Carrick. He's been quite reliable for the most part, but it's certainly an interesting matchup here. And I think certainly what's more interesting is just the improvement that I've seen with this Norwich side, which is a heavy changed Norwich side as well, considering the players they have lost in the transfer window. Middlesbrough now on the attack. Ben Doak, number 50, he's up against Callum Doyle, which seems a bit of a physical mismatch, but he's doing well. He tries to find Hackney. It's unlucky on his part. Oh, I tell you what, the tackles are flying in now. I think the game is now starting to get a little bit of vibe. It's Slimani that has pulled the pretty strong tackle in. It doesn't look like he's going to be booked though. He's just talking to Barger Science, the referee. So, what to say? Okay, let's see this again. I tell you what, considering that Edmondson was already on a yellow card, I didn't see how bad that that boot was to Borja Science. That was quite bad. I think he may have been a little bit fortunate. I cannot lie. So, obviously, a couple of games have played on for the Premier League and the Championship this weekend as well. It's been really enjoyable. It's been, on the most part, an enjoyable weekend of football, as it mainly is. Free kick taken by Borough here, but headed away. I tell you what, I think I'm seeing a small improvement of Norwich defending set pieces, which is really good for them. So, wonderful stuff. So guys, there's 14 of you here. We are pretty much an hour into this stream. That is crazy how quickly an hour passes. So if you guys have not liked the stream yet, please do like the stream. If I'm right in saying we are on 12 likes at the moment. So guys, there's more viewers than likes. If you can drop a like to the stream, it would be really, really, really appreciated. It really, really would. And if you can hit the subscribe button as well. Oh, Charles, it's collected by Watchalong. And if you could also hit the subscribe button too, that would be amazing. We are actually only one sub away from 2690. Could make it to 2700 today. Maybe a bit optimistic, but ultimately 11 subs away to 2700. It'll be the next step closer to 3,000 subs, which is ultimately the target here. But again, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I was quite nervous that I was really going to have very little interaction in this stream, but it has been way more than what I expected. So, brilliant stuff, and you guys have been absolutely awesome as per usual. I sense a goal, and there is a goal in the Premier League, and what a goal this could be for the Hammers. They are now ahead of Manchester United in the table. It's actually not updated here, but by the sounds of it, because they are ahead of them, West Ham must be one goal up, and they are. Wow. And I remember there was a little bit of mixture of reactions to Manchester United failing to beat Fenerbahce, but the impetus was if they can win this game and then get the result against Fenerbahce, it would have not been too bad of a weekend for United. But they are currently losing. Crescencio Somerville, almost completely forgot about him because he's not really hit the ground running for West Ham, but he has got his goal here. Oh, chance. It's cleared away. This is the danger. I look away, and then suddenly there's a chance. I'm actually going to do my job and actually watch the game, because it's clear to me I just cannot keep my eyes off this game. Oh, interesting. It sounds like Bukayo Saka is in the squad. In fact, what I will do when it's half-time, I will preview Arsenal and Liverpool as well, because that is the major game for this week. Oh, this could be a chance. Shoot someone. Oh, it's well defended. Another chance. Oh, it's a good save by Watchalong. Middlesbrough nearly score again. Oh my goodness me. Norwich just about clear it. Wow. It was Finn Azaz initially with a shot, Ben Hackney with the more powerful shot, and that forced the save out from Watchalong. Oh my goodness me. Considering that equaliser could be deemed a blame to Watchalong, he's made some crucial saves. So Azaz's shot is blocked, and then Hackney's shot is saved by Long. But it's really good play, actually, by Ben Doak, because he goes his way through to that penalty box and actually frees up so much space, and he finally plays a square pass that finds one of his players. And what happens then? Then they get their chances. Here he is again against Callum Doyle. He's done very well. Cross comes in. Oh, doesn't quite find anyone. Can they keep the ball in play? Looks like Azaz is going to do that. Hayden Hackney. He's got a couple of options here. He's going to give it to George Edmondson. Yeah, so it's now in Norwich's half, but it's pretty much out of danger now. There's that Vandenberg. I was going to say, I've not really spoken a lot about him so far. So at 18 is Aidan Morris. I'm getting confused with his hair and Marcondes' hair. I don't know why. They're two entirely different teams. This could be another chance. Oh, it's well intercepted. Now, can Kenny McLean do something special here? He keeps the ball alive. No, he's going to pass it back to his back line. So nothing special, unfortunately. But they're all playing out from the back. Both of them, I got to say, are making this game very interesting for the fact that they're both playing out from the back at the moment. Based on the stats of the second half, it seems Manchester United again dominated. Oh dear. Considering Lopetegui was under pressure, the pressure's just going to ramp even more on Erik ten Hag, isn't it? When do Chelsea play Manchester United? It's surely not far away, because Manchester United have got a supposedly tough run coming up. Oh, it's next. Oh, you know what would be so typical? They'll dismiss Erik ten Hag after this week. Then they'll get a managerial bounce and beat Chelsea. I can guarantee that's what's going to happen. I'm actually already ranting about it because it's so predictable. That is what's going to happen. As I say that, Norwich try and get out on attack, and it's come to nothing. Oh, that infuriates me because I just know that's what's going to happen. I just know that's what's going to happen. Ooh, okay. Norwich intercept the ball well. They've kept the ball in play as well. Thought that could have gone out. Cross comes in. Edmondson with a good header to clear the ball. Oh, right. Okay. It's now back into Norwich's possession. When it goes to half-time, we'll preview, or we'll at least make Oh, chance! We actually have a chance for Norwich. It's a good save by Seny Dieng. It wasn't the most powerful shots, but it was Chanak. C-R-N-A-C. I think it's Chanak. I don't know how you pronounce it. He just kind of swings his foot at it. Gets, you know, a good bounce to it. Goes on target. Dieng had to make sure that he didn't risk it. That probably could have gone in, actually. So, yeah, good save by Dieng. Looking at that United score, there isn't any player look that fills you excitement. Really poor start to the season. Yeah, indeed. It gives me flashbacks to Jose Mourinho's third season as Manchester United manager. It kind of gives me that similar feel to it. Ball's not quite clear. In fact, Dyche has just managed to get something from this. And now Middlesbrough attempt to counter-attack. Here's Ben Doak on the other side of the pitch. He's got the ball to Dyche. It's a 3-on-1. Surely they can't miss. Conway, post and in. It is 2-1 to Middlesbrough. What a counter-attack this was. I can't lie. I wasn't really excited about the counter-attack because it did look like that Norwich were able to trap back. But they just played the passes perfectly. And right now, that is how you do a counter-attack properly. What an unbelievable goal this is. So we need to talk from it because this came from initially a Norwich corner, and we need to see the replay again. So camera's on Dieng because ultimately he did actually start it. So let's see this again. So the corner's taken by McLean, and it's headed clear by Dijksteel. Then Ben Doak, who manages to get past Lemaine. Pretty embarrassing defending for Lemaine, I can't lie. But then, look at that. It turns into a 4 versus 2. Dijksteel with a perfect pass. Conway nearly misses it completely. His shot comes off the underside of the post, but it's just about enough to get himself into the net. Brilliant run by Ben Doak. Dijksteel plays the perfect pass to Conway. Into the post and in. Oh my gosh, if it actually came off the post and out, that would have been a terrible miss considering the chance and the position they put themselves. But that is a brilliant goal by Middlesbrough. And what a crucial goal to get just before half-time. It is 2-1 to Middlesbrough. And now it has... Here's going to be a chance for Borja Sainz, though, for Norwich. Chance off the post! Oh, my gosh. This is... What a game this is turning out to be. Johannes Forup can't believe it. Oh, my gosh. Right, let's see this again, because out of nothing, Borja Sainz and Marcondes, again, there's a good understanding between them and... Yes, it's off the post. I was going to say it might have gone wide, but it's actually cannoned off the front of the post. If it was the inside of the post, like Conway's chance, that could have been another goal. Wow. What a past couple of minutes we've had. Borja Sainz could have had a second goal, and he has been the most dangerous goal threat, Borja Sainz. But certainly Marcondes is certainly playing to his strengths a bit. There's a good understanding between the two at the moment, which I think has certainly been one of the major reasons why they've improved. There is apparently a goal in the Premier League at the London Stadium. And I've been told it's a Manchester United equaliser. And it is. It is 1-1 to Manchester United. They have managed to score. And it's Casemiro who scores to level things up. Palace, with 10 minutes left, still winning. Manchester United could try and get all 3 points if they can just score one more goal. Chelsea still holding on for now. Both games looking like they've got about 10 minutes left. I think the United and West Ham game is a little bit ahead. But... interesting stuff here. That's exciting. So let's see what that goal does to the table now. As you can see, ta-da, Middlesbrough are now within the top 6 on 20 points, same as West Brom, and actually only 3 points off second place Burnley. Literally, it's unbelievable how quickly this table is changing by each moment there. This could be another chance for Middlesbrough here. They've got loads of room. What a save by Long again. I'm telling you, I mean, that's Riley McGree this time. What a save by George Long. Let's see this again because Norwich get carved open quite easily here. And I can sense that Forup is really going to want to change things going into half-time. Oh, referee's going round to the technical area. There's been a yellow card, I believe, given to one of the Norwich technical staff because there was a bit of handling between George Edmondson and Sargent, which wasn't awarded as a free kick because it was just outside the box as well. And I think they were moaning at that because then when that moment was given the all clear, Middlesbrough then had that chance with Riley McGree. Middlesbrough still having possession of the ball just before half-time. Your prediction could be spot on. Oh, did you predict 2-1 Middlesbrough? That's a really good prediction based on what we've seen here. But I've been given so much false hope before with a lot of my scores agreeing at half-time and then ultimately, bang, just something happens with at least one of the games where it happens. Okay, so we're literally seconds away from half-time. Norwich just need to make sure that they do not concede again. Here comes another chance to Middlesbrough. Crossed by McGree. Shane Duffy with the header. Of 3-2 Norwich. Oh, okay. So is Glenn Riddersholm, what a name, who got booked. There's 2 minutes of added time, actually. So we do have a chance for maybe another goal for either one of these sides before half-time. What a game I chose to pick as my return stream. This has not been a disappointment at all. I thought this, I mean, I predicted there'd be goals, but then, you know, when you predict goals, but then you just have that gut feeling that because you predicted it, it's just not going to happen. I'm glad that I predicted it and it is happening. It does make me feel a little bit better as well that I did predict that this would happen as well. I mean, that is unbelievable. 2-1 Middlesbrough. It really could have been any score, I think, but certainly with the strength of chances, I think Middlesbrough have slightly edged it. I think they've had the slightly better ones. Here they go again. Ronnie McGree. Oh. Shot. Oh, a save again. Doak can keep it in. It could be 3 before half time and it... Excuse me. It is 3. I thought it could have been given offside. It's no offside. That's the worst thing Norwich could have done before half-time. They have conceded again just before half-time. A sucker punch blow. I mean, I was just saying it, that any time that Middlesbrough go forward, they look so dangerous. And it's another occasion where Norwich's back line was completely cut apart. It's Finn Azaz who has got the goal for Middlesbrough. What a commanding lead this is turning out to be for Middlesbrough. So it means my prediction's wrong. Let's see this again. I mean, it's unbelievable. Hackney to Ronnie McGree. Shot comes in from distance. Brilliant save. Then Ben Doak just plays a simple pass. Norwich players do not get round to him quickly. Who's supposed to be marking Finn Azaz here? Because they'll be quite disappointed with themselves. It looks to be... Oh, it's Shane Duffy. I've said this about Shane Duffy, great defender a couple of years ago for Brighton, but right now, he's not the quickest of defenders, and if you have someone like Finn Azaz, who is known to be quite quick, he's going to be winning that battle every single day. And here they go again. Middlesbrough looking relentless at the moment. Don't steal. My prediction was wrong since you got the second goal for Middlesbrough. Crazy. Well, I predicted 4 goals, but I didn't think we'd get 4 goals in one half. We could get more, so that is the first half concluded. Bit of frustration on Borges' side's face there, and I can't blame him because he's doing a lot for his side, but defensively, not really looking organised for Norwich's point of view. Middlesbrough's point of view, they couldn't have done too much wrong. Ultimately, the goal they conceded was a wonder strike by Borges Sainz, which, you know, he had to shoot from distance as well. So, defensively, I can't really fault Middlesbrough at the moment. Dieng's not needed to make too many saves. Norwich, on the other hand, they have conceded a lot of chances, which ultimately could be down to the way that Middlesbrough are playing, of course. We've known that for their XG. But, by the way they're looking, defensively, they look all over the place at the moment. But certainly, they have created chances. They've just not created as strong as chances. And what they need to do, Norwich, is actually just to win that midfield battle. Because I felt in the first couple of minutes, they were doing quite well to manage Middlesbrough's press. And they were playing the way that they play, you know, playing out for the back. But then they lost control a bit. And Middlesbrough thrived off that, and actually they were really strong, Middlesbrough, in the last 10 minutes of that half. So they've done really, really well. Conversion rate was only 4%. I mean, it looks like Middlesbrough are making up for it here. And in fact, I said Middlesbrough would not finish 5th place because they've got a lot of their goal difference to try and make up to. They are only 2 goals away from matching West Brom, and they've already scored more goals than West Brom. So, yeah, 2 more goals from Middlesbrough means that they actually end today 5th on the table. If we go back to the Premier League, you see here nothing has changed in the scores. Chelsea still holding on against Newcastle. I can't bear to watch that. Palace still beating Spurs. They are 3 minutes plus stoppage time away, Palace, for their first win of the season against Spurs of all teams as well. But it's very damning for the 2 newly promoted sides of Ipswich and Southampton, who are sandwiched in between Wolves, which I've got to say, with Wolves' comeback yesterday, I think Wolves will start picking up wins very, very soon, actually. So it's looking quite bleak for the newly promoted sides. Even Leicester have not done amazingly well so far. Ipswich and Leicester next week is going to be a massive game. If Ipswich do not win that one, I think it's almost, it's almost going to be game over. 10 game weeks in. It's crazy to suggest that, but that's how I see it. But currently with a 2-1 scoreline favouring Middlesbrough, or 3-1 scoreline, sorry, that's not updated. A 3-1 scoreline favouring Middlesbrough. So actually, yes, so their goal difference is still +4. They are very comfortably in the lead at the moment, and they will be in the top 6 if things stay as they are. So that's half time. How have you reacted to this game? I want to hear what you guys think. Let's just change that. Alright, so we've got about 15 minutes of me to talk about anything, really. I will, keep a firm eye on the Premier League games as well. There is 3 of them playing at once. Although I don't really want to watch. I don't really want to keep my eyes actually on Chelsea, still winning actually. So I probably would rather not look at it. Oh my God, we've got a goal at the London Stadium apparently. It's not come through here, but it's come through on my phone. Yep, it's popped through. That's right. Jared Bowen, who was the main man for West Ham against Ipswich a couple of weeks ago, looks to have won it here. Are you telling me there's 12 minutes of added time? How on earth are they getting 12 minutes of added time? It's from a penalty. Oh my gosh. Right, well, I don't know the circumstances of the penalty. Oh my goodness me. That's massive. How much added time for Palace? It's not telling me. We're still in 89 minutes for Chelsea and Newcastle. Oh, blimey. That is crazy. 2-1 West Ham. Sorry, I didn't get the capture on. 2-1 West Ham. As you can see, that is what's going on here. West Ham now overtaking Manchester United in the table. Manchester United 14th. Wow. Wow, that's amazing. Palace still winning in their game. That means they are going to be above the bottom 3 for the first time this season if that does happen to be the case. 7 minutes. Oh my gosh. I bet you Crystal Palace fans are going to be biting their nails. What happens if they draw? I just want to see what happens if they draw. If they draw, they will be on. In fact, if they draw even, they will still be ahead of Ipswich just because of goal difference. So a draw, whilst it will be devastating, it won't be agonising because they will still be moving up 1 place up to 17th. Chelsea, moment of truth, I don't know how much added time they've got. I almost don't want to know. But those are your scores currently. Currently 2-1 West Ham against Manchester United, 1-0 Crystal Palace against Spurs, and 2-1 Chelsea against Newcastle. Right, so the chat's gone a little bit quieter now that it's half time. But any questions that you guys have regarding any team this season, I'm happy to answer. But I'll also give you an update of what's been going on with me as well for the 4 months since I've been streaming. I won't lie, it's been a quite tough mental battle for me. One of my grandparents is very seriously ill at the moment, has actually developed stage 3 cancer. So I've been dealing with that, and it's one that I don't see very often, so I've wanted to kind of not reconcile things, but I wanted to make sure that we felt a little bit closer than ever. And apparently I heard from her sister yesterday that I was her favorite grandson, so that made me gave me a little bit of a happy feeling inside. It's one of those things you don't really want to hear in comparison, but it's it's nice for me to know that she holds me in high regard, which is nice. And then actually a really tough physical battle as well. So obviously I had an injury. I had a foot injury. In fact, am I going to show? No, I won't show it. I sprained my ankle when I was playing football, and it was quite bad. Swole absolutely everywhere. And then I actually had to play 90 minutes of a match, literally in fact, under 2 days after that injury, because we couldn't find a replacement in time. So it was incredible. But won the game. It was very motivational, and actually probably one of my better performances, ironically, with an injury, which was mad, actually. So that happened in September, actually, which feels like a lifetime ago. And then just ultimately a tough physical battle, actually dealing with my appearance as well. So ultimately I've been back on the diet as well. And I've actually lost 10 pounds in 2 weeks at the moment. So we're doing all right in that front. But ultimately what had happened, because of that injury, I was very immobile. And as a result, I gained so much weight. So ultimately, just trying to slim it off a little bit. And maybe you can kind of sense that it's slimming off a little bit, but you would have noticed in my videos I was starting to just get that little bit wider. But it's at a stage now where it's unbearable to miss out on takeaways and all that stuff. But ultimately, I know it's for my own benefit. So that's pretty much everything I've needed to say regarding everything that's going on. And obviously at work, I've actually passed one exam, which is another bit of news as well. And I'm 2 exams away from being a qualified accountant, which is scary. I've got that exam in December, which actually, if I pass that, there's only one more exam left. So, exciting times. Mazzarori's injury. Oh, okay. I didn't know Mazzarori had an injury for Manchester United. That must have been the reason. Chelsea's going to win. It says, Wallace Gold fan. I don't want to hear that. How much added time is there? It's not telling me. Oh. 6 minutes. Okay, 3 minutes left apparently. With 2 minutes left in that game, so Palace are 2 minutes away from getting their first win of the season. West Ham are 5 minutes away from a very famous win. Wow. Amazing stuff. Janti, oh, it's good to see you. You are an older viewer, actually. I do remember that name. It's good to see you. He's saying, come on, Borough. So, what are your thoughts currently from this game? Based on what I've seen, I've been impressed at times from both sides. But the major difference is their defence and their setup. It does feel to me that Norwich defensively are not as well set up as what Middlesbrough are. When Norwich attack, Middlesbrough are able to get a lot of their players to trap back to make sure that they clear the balls effectively. And I do think maybe the attack as well has been a little bit, not selfish really per se, but Science has been involved with a lot where I think he may have benefited more if he squared the ball maybe to a Marcondes or a Chernich and a Sargent. But also I just think Middlesbrough have been right on it. They've been doing what they've been doing all season, which is creating so many chances. And what we're seeing here is against a pretty slow backline, they are now getting the chances. They are now finding those openings. They're taking them. Could Watchalong could have done any better with the goals? I mean, the first goal, it's an unlucky deflection off the knee. Maybe had he used his hands, that wouldn't have happened. But then the second goal, obviously, was the counter-attack. It was, nothing he really could do there. That was just down to the setup. And then the third goal was a shot he parried from Hackney. Maybe could have had stronger hands and not parried it in the direction of Ben Doak to do the delivery to Finazaz. Maybe. But again, I really do think it will be harsh to put all the blame on him regarding those goals, because I personally think defensively, just the teams Norwich have just not been good enough. As simple as that. We must be now nearing the final couple of minutes in this game. I thought a full notification appeared. Right, apparently the first full time of the Premier League is through, and it's at Sellers Park. It has finished 1-0 Crystal Palace. What a win. That's their first win of the season. It puts them on 6 points. Devastating for Ipswich because now they drop into the bottom 3 and we now only have a tail of 3 teams looking for their first win of the season. The other 2 games surely must not be far away. We're into the 100th minute for West Ham and Manchester United, so 2 minutes left. And for Chelsea Newcastle, it looks like we are literally a matter of seconds away. So that could be a full time any minute now. Thanks for the 10 of you watching. If you've not liked the stream yet, guys, please do like the stream. It really does help the growth of the channel when you do so. I'm just going to go back to here just so I can check how the stream is doing. I appreciate that a lot of you do want to talk to me, and thank you so much for showing that support. Well, 14 likes. Guys, we have 10 viewers and 14 likes. If you've not smashed the like button yet, please do so. It really does help the growth of the stream when you do that, and just the growth of this channel. It really, really does help, of course. And in terms of subscribers, I think we've stayed on 2689. So we're still 11 subs away from 2,700. That's the next sort of goal to go for. If you've not subscribed and you would like to support the channel, doing that will be absolutely amazing. It really, really is massively appreciated. It's free to do, and it really, really does help the channel. Crystal Palace used to lose 9 of their first 10 in the 30-14 and the 17-18 season. Yeah, so that 17-18 season was terrible. That was Frank de Boer, and when they lost their first 7 games in a row, there was literal talks of them being the worst Premier League side ever in that season. I can remember the articles. Then Roy Hodgson came in and stabilised things. Surely we must get a couple of full times by now. We've let a couple of minutes being played. Apparently they're still playing. 6 minutes of added time and apparently 98 minutes at Stamford Bridge. What the hell? Why does it only happen to Chelsea? Why are they not blowing the whistle? I don't want to check the commentary, but I'm going to do it. I can't bear to wait. Right, full time at Stamford Bridge is 2-1. Thank goodness for that. I'm always nervous when it's only 1 goal within it. It is full time at Stamford Bridge. That is a big win for Chelsea. A huge win, actually. Puts them in 4th. Look at Arsenal. They're down to 5th. So that puts big pressure on their game against Liverpool. Wow, that really does. Wow, that's a really, really big result. Actually, I didn't anticipate that it was Arsenal that were going to drop down a place. Liverpool, if they win, they overtake Man City, who are now currently sitting top of the table. Arsenal, it's imperative that they win. It really puts the pressure on them now. Actually. What that means for Newcastle in 12th, but West Ham and Manchester United very close to each other on the table. It is still 2-1 West Ham. They've played 13 minutes now, so I should be expecting the full-time whistle any minute now. But as that's happening, we are just about to get the second half of this mad game at Carrow Road in Norfolk, that's where they are, between Norwich and Middlesbrough. God, that's unforgivable. I shouldn't say Norwich is in Suffolk. They'll never forgive me. Right, so still need to get the timer ready. So what sort of half are we going to get here? Who knows? If it's anything like the first half, I really cannot wait. I mean, 4 goals in 1 half, you know, I'm absolutely spoilt. It's full time at London Stadium, guys, and it is 2-1 West Ham. Another defeat for Manchester United. Wow, that's unbelievable. Only 1 game left of the Premier League, which is that really exciting game in the Emirates with Arsenal playing Liverpool. Okay, this could be a chance for Middlesbrough already, but it's headed clear by Callum Doyle. Only as far as Ben Doak, who collects the ball back. Sainz tries to defend it, and it looks like he's won a throw-in for Middlesbrough. So immediately, like within seconds of this half, Middlesbrough actually have a decent looking opportunity in the box. So Middlesbrough currently holding on to the ball currently. I'm now getting all the notifications that the games have ended in full time. We've got 45 minutes left of this game and probably 50 minutes left of this stream. We've had so many late controversies. There must have been the penalty that they're referring to. I'm just reading a report. So We've got a free kick to Middlesbrough in, I wouldn't dare say a dangerous area, but it could be an area that if Norwich are not switched on, that could make things a bit awkward for them. Because that's what an hour and a half of talking does to you. Just see this free kick through. Header, and Watchalong's claimed it. I can't lie, I'm absolutely freezing. It's so cold. I know it's October, but I shouldn't be having goosebumps on my arm based on how cold it is. You know, I mean, it's my own fault. I'm wearing a short sleeve shirt, wanting it to still feel like summer, and it was looking nice outside, and then suddenly the sun's disappeared. You know, I know, the clocks have gone back, but I don't know. I won't moan. So, 47 minutes now being played. 2 minutes into the second half. That free kick went to nothing in the end, as I said. This could be an interesting chance here for Norwich. Slimane tries to find McLean, but he can't quite do it. Good defending, actually, by Middlesbrough there. I don't believe I see any changes in the squads, which should make it a lot easier for me to see who is who. It's the toughies of when you don't have commentary in your ear to tell you who is who. Right. 50-50 battle there is one for Norwich's favour here. Marcondes. It is now Kolboda to Shane Duffy. And I've got to say, that back line has not looked amazing for Norwich. It really hasn't. Fisher to Marcondes. Did Marcondes play for Middlesbrough for a bit? Am I making that up? Why do I feel he actually played for Middlesbrough a tiny bit? Obviously, I knew he played for Brentford. But am I crazy to think that he did actually play... that he played for Middlesbrough? Okay, a little bit of an interesting move there by Fisher. Marcondes. Cross comes in. Oh, doesn't quite find Sargent, and Seni Dieng claims it. Based on the stats, a tale of two halves between West Ham and Manchester United. Was it really? Wow. Well, yeah, it did look like Manchester United had the upper hand first half, but if it was West Ham that beat them in the second half in chances and stats, that's very disappointing on their part. So it's still pressure on Erik ten Hag and Manchester United. 14th place at this stage of the season is not good. Okay, just Norwich still holding out to the ball there. It's really come to nothing. Right, this game, this first 5 minutes has not been the most inspiring, if I've got to be brutally honest at the moment. But you just need one chance to break away for one of the sides, and then things start to reopen. Although it is Norwich just having more of the ball now. So I didn't actually look at the possession stats, actually. It would have been quite close, I would have said, between the two. Certainly second half, it's Norwich who've had more of it. They're trying to work the ball out wide, but they're struggling to make it past that midfield. And I just think that's just down to Middlesbrough setup, which you've got to give credit for Michael Carrick for. Because it does look like Norwich are running out of ideas of how they're going to attack this. And I think it's also the caution of potentially conceding the goal from the break as well, like they did for Middlesbrough second. Okay, his ball just signs against Van der Berg. Slimane, he doesn't want to claim for handball. Referee's actually gone away with it. He's letting them play it on. Here's Fisher. Oh, what a tackle that is. But again, Kenny McLean wins it back really well. It's, as I said, the tale of the midfielders. And yeah, it's a free kick awarded to Middlesbrough. Slimane just getting a bit... what's the right word? A bit impatient, just a bit frustrated. And has drawn the foul. 6 minutes of half being played. No shots from either side. stat which was quite interesting is that Middlesbrough have actually conceded 4/5 of their goals this season actually in the first half, and they've only conceded 2 goals in the second half, which actually is proving to be the second best defence regarding the second half. This could be a chance for Norwich here. It's good defending actually by Morris. And Morris does manage to get control. Middlesbrough just winning the ball back quickly. Elias, nice to see you. How are you doing? I am doing well, thank you. It's my first stream in nearly 4 months. Actually found a free time today. It's not going to be a consistent schedule because I have got another exam coming up in December. But found a free time, thought it might be fun, and actually it has been a good use of my time. I've enjoyed actually interacting with the people. And I was just saying about Chelsea, yeah, I can't lie. I saw that they were playing 98 minutes where they only had 6 minutes of added time. So I was just thinking, why are they inventing extra minutes? Just wanted it to be full time. But it is a good result. It actually means Chelsea are ahead of Arsenal, ahead of their game against Liverpool today. So exciting stuff, which I will also be keeping an eye on as that kicks off. Obviously, with this game, we've got 35 odd minutes plus stoppage time. And then I'll be able to enjoy the rest of my day seeing Arsenal and Liverpool, which should be a good game. Couldn't believe 4-0 to Barcelona. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Didn't Mbappe had a goal disallowed in that game? There was a headline with Mbappe that happened in the El Clasico, which might have been for that. But Hansi Flick is proving to be different gravy for Barcelona this season. They're looking a different beast of a side that what Xavi was putting in front of them last year. And I just think, it's a good comparison where you throw a young manager with a really big squad with huge expectations. They can get swallowed alive with the expectations. And by the looks of things, you bring Hansi Flick in, who's obviously managed the German national team, Bayern Munich, has managed some really, really great clubs. He just knows what he's doing tactically. And he completely got the better of Real Madrid there. It was crazy, actually. Ten Hag's definitely getting sacked soon. It feels that way. In fact, I was just saying this as well. It'd be so typical if Manchester United part ways with Ten Hag, and who do Manchester United play next? Elliot, I don't need to quiz you. It's Chelsea. They play Chelsea next week at Old Trafford. It will be so ironic and just so typical and so predictable if Manchester United do decide to part ways with Erik Ten Hag based on their defeat against West Ham. And then they have a managerial bounce with whoever their caretaker will be, and they go and beat Chelsea as a result of that. I can already see it. And we've got a terrible record against Manchester United as well in recent years. So our record against Manchester United never used to be too bad, but certainly recently when Chelsea have kind of lost their spine a bit, they've not necessarily been doing quite well against them. I mean, the 4-4 draw last year certainly springs to mind. Well, I just got to hope Manchester United don't see the light and they sack him. That's my fear. That they are suddenly, you know what, they've got Chelsea coming up. They've got a tough run, Manchester United. I need to actually see who they've got. Because it's not just Chelsea. They've actually got a huge difficulty. So they've got Chelsea. Then they have Leicester. Okay, they should do well there. Then Ipswich. Then Everton. In fact, no, actually, no, to be fair, what am I saying? Oh, and then it's Arsenal. Right, well, it's a sandwich of difficult and teams they should be getting a result against. Yeah, I mean, Leicester and Ipswich are interesting, I think, encounters there. Everton won't make it easy for them either. I think neither game looks straightforward for Manchester United now. You'd have looked at West Ham with how they've played the season thinking, okay, this should be, West Ham have only won one home game so far this season, which was against Ipswich. So West Ham have not been doing too well at their place, but it did sound like it was a game of two halves. So Leicester's the EFL Cup. Oh, my apologies. Right, so actually no, their run of Premier League games is quite tough, but the Leicester encounter is their EFL Cup game. Right, my apologies. Yeah, that's right. Right. Oh, he got called offside 8 times. Right. I was going to say there was a headline with Mbappe of him being offside. I figured that might have been the reason why. 8 times. That's almost Nicholas Jackson numbers, I would dare say. Okay, so we've concluded all the Premier League games for now. We have got the lineups being released for Arsenal, Liverpool. I'll preview those when we have a good break in this game, but I can't lie. This second half has been a little bit flat. The first half of this game was sensational. We've had wonderful goals from outside the box. We've had brilliant counter-attacking goals, even some mistakes as well, which led to goals. It's had pretty much everything so far. The only thing that we're really missing is like a bit of drama. In fact, they did have one assistant manager game booked already, so a good fair bit of drama. But it's a shame that it's happened in the first 45 minutes, because these 12 minutes has not really been the same level, but what I can see with possession-wise, Norwich are trying to find... Oh, here's a run from Borja Science. But it's great defending. And I've got to say, that is brilliant composure for this Middlesbrough side. Borja Science was doing those runs again, looking like he was going to try and dribble past everyone. But it was Hayden Hackney, who's captaining Middlesbrough today, who's done really, really well. Another yellow card being awarded, the first in this half, and it's the first one to Norwich. It's Slimane who gets the yellow card, who had actually done a couple of challenges like that already in this half, looking quite frustrated. It looks like it's Doak he fouls there, who, I gotta say, I haven't seen a lot of him, but he's done terrifically well in this game so far. At this rate, we might only need 28 points for survival. It does feel that way, doesn't it? When you've got 3 teams still not winning games, it's crazy. But now that Palace have won a game, I'm wondering now at least the top 17 might start being a bit more consistent. But the pressure's really on Ipswich, Wolves and Southampton to get a result. Ipswich have got Leicester next, which is a huge game at Portman Road. If they do not get at least 3 points against Leicester, I would actually put my neck on the line and say that they'll be going down. And I will say that. It sounds pathetic for me to say that only 10 games in. But unfortunately, whilst they are looking promising at times, defensively they are shambolic. They are not defensively good enough to be in the Premier League. Attacking wise, they've actually been quite spirited. But defensively, they've been disgraceful. So it will be their defence that sends them down if they do get relegated. And at the moment, they are in the bottom 3. Southampton have got the problem of their style of play, just basically hoarding possession and trying to create chances from like a through ball. And unfortunately, that's very predictable to play up against, which is why Southampton have actually only picked up their only point, which was against Ipswich. And then with Wolves, I would dare say they've been quite unlucky because their home games have been terribly difficult from the start of the season. They got that draw in the end against Brighton, a good result actually for Chelsea and all the other sides regarding the top 5, top 6 of the table. So good comeback on their part. Shot! Oh, first shot of this half, and it's come to the way of Middlesbrough. It's Doak actually with the shot just wide of the post, and he gets ahead of Callum Doyle, which I've got to say, Callum Doyle is not having his best game for Norwich. He played really well for Leicester last year, really well for Coventry the year before. He's not really doing the same here. Oh, it was terrible. I saw the goal back, and I did see the backlash on Norwich, which made me initially very nervous because I don't like when one player's targeted for the performance. I know Harry Clark had it as well when he had his own goal and he got sent off and he conceded the penalty for Brian Mbeumo's first goal. But yeah, that second goal, I think someone on X described it perfectly, saying it was like a FIFA goal. And unfortunately, that's what it was. Because the pace of his shot was quite slow, but the goalkeeper just reacted way too late to stop the ball. And people are suggesting he should be dropped. I don't know if that's the case, but it's a tough one. But it's £9 million spent on making mistakes like that, and ultimately a draw, whilst it would have kept them in the bottom three still because of Palace winning today, it's still another point on the board. Ipswich need all the points they can get. And this is another game where individual errors are costing them. It's happened against Everton. It's happened against Manchester City. It's happened against... What was the other one where it's also happened against? There's many others. Fulham as well. So there's too many occasions where individual errors are costing Ipswich the game. But ultimately, if there's any Norwich fans watching here, they're not going to want me to talk about their East Anglian rivals. They're going to want me to talk about Norwich. So I will swiftly move on, since that's what I'm watching. But I can't lie, this half has been a little bit flat, which is why I've not been talking about this game a lot. Although Norwich are in Middlesbrough's half, but they've just given the ball away in a really crucial area. And then Sainz tries to win it back. He does get the advantage from the referee. Is Slimane now for Norwich. We do have a Middlesbrough player who's down, but the referee is playing on at the moment, which I think is fair enough. It didn't look like a bad challenge. Right, they're going to try and whip the ball in. Josh Sargent. It's not quite cleared. Fisher. Now the referee wants to stop the game. They're still down. I don't know what's happened. It looks like it may be Edmondson who's clutching his head. I mean, if it's a head injury, then ultimately that's fair enough. I don't know if it is Edmondson. What's happened here? Oh, it's Ben Doak. Oh, okay. I didn't. So it's basically a swing of an arm and fist connected to Ben Doak's neck there. Yeah, that's not nice. Accidental. I don't think there was any intent from Sainz to punch him, but yeah, it was not a nice one. Looks like Norwich are making a double substitution. Chernich has gone off and Slimane are going off, which I won't lie, neither of them really offered anything. Forson's coming on and Shirato are coming on to the pitch. Let's see if any of them can offer anything here. So that is officially the first couple of changes in the game here. I'm just going to put the brightness up because now we're starting to get to this autumn time, winter time season where it starts getting dark at 4 o'clock. We are 64 minutes in. Right, you know what? I'm actually going to preview the Arsenal and Liverpool squads, because I know someone's going to ask me at some point. The squads going at... Oh my gosh! Right. I nearly missed a goal. It wasn't a goal in the end, but it was Norwich. I don't know how on earth that happened, but it was literally, it was expertly done. Ball just signs against Dyche, goes for the volley. Edmondson just puts him off and up. I think it skims off the bar. It was very easily done in the end. It was actually a clever attack from Norwich, but unfortunately it doesn't go the way. It skimmed off the top of the post and away for a goal kick. Right, so to actually go through Arsenal and Liverpool, their squads going into the Emirates. You've got David Raya in goal, which is predictable. You've got Party, right, okay. With Ben White, Gabriel and Timber. You've got Marino, Declan Rice, the double midfield pivot. Bukayo Saka is playing indeed, with Trossard and Martinelli and Kai Havertz leading the attack. Liverpool have gone for this squad. Kelleher is still in goal. Robertson, Van Dijk, Konate and Trent Alexander-Arnold. That makes sense. You've got McAllister, Gravenberg and Curtis Jones as your midfield three. And your front three, Luis Diaz, Mo Salah and Darwin Núñez. Very, yeah, I'm not surprised by any of those scores actually. Yep, I saw the stat. Lowest XG and highest XG against Ipswich have all those stats. So it is it's unbelievable. It really is. It's not great, isn't it? Now I did remember Delot missing a big chance for Manchester United. I hope he's not going to be singled out for the reason why Manchester United lost. I mean, there's so many what ifs, but you can't single players out for just missing a chance. Inevitably, you know, if you need to get yourselves into these positions. Right, Middlesbrough not holding on to the ball as much in this half. It's more or less Moorish. Here's Fakaru. And then, oh, I could tell you what, the substitutes for Norwich are making a difference. A little bit of a chance between both of them there. Need to go back to the Championship. I need to see who everyone is. Because now they're changing players, I now need to make notes of numbers I need to be looking out for. So yeah, Conway with 2 and Azaz with 1 goal. Oh, this could be another chance for Middlesbrough to get another goal. But Norwich do trap back and they do stop the counter-attack. Although it's still in possession of Azaz. Oh, it's a oh, they want a penalty and I think it's given. I think Middlesbrough have got a penalty. Oh no, I was literally just complimenting Koboda for a strong tackle. But he dwindles on the ball way too long. And I got to say, it is very good determination. I think on Ronnie McGree, who draws the penalty. Oh dear me, that's bad. That's bad for Koboda. I was complimenting him for having a strong tackle in that situation of the counter-attack. But he dwindles on the ball for too long. Ronnie McGree senses that. And he catches him. It's a penalty, unfortunately. I'm just going to turn my lights on because it's getting quite dark. I don't want to miss this penalty though. This is a chance to make it 4-1. Hopefully, oh, I don't know how, I don't really like how the light looks when it does that. It might be better if I actually use this light. Let's just watch his penalty first. Sorry if the background and the lighting doesn't look great. I'm going to change the lighting, that might improve things. Right, I think it's going to be Conway for his hat trick. This will be a big day for Tommy Conway if you've got him in fantasy. This is for the hat trick for Tommy Conway. Former Bristol City player, now Middlesbrough player. Let's see if he can score here. It's a good save by George Long. I mean, it's not a great penalty. It's on the ground. Not much power. But George Long does guess correctly. Yeah, he looked a bit tentative taking that penalty, Tommy Conway. He didn't look particularly confident. He looked quite nervous. And as a result, still 3-1. Norwich get away from conceding another goal. Right, I'm going to change my light to see if that improves things. And I'm going to turn off my other one. Oh, it doesn't massively improve it, doesn't it? I might need to bring the light a little bit closer to where I'm sitting. It's not the most powerful of lights, which is why I'm using it, because ultimately I think my main light's just actually too powerful. With that, I've actually got another one as well. Let's just light up this place. That should be better. Yeah, that's a bit better. That's quite a fair bit better, actually. Oh, that's devastating for Conway. I think that was actually his last touch of the game. Because I think now he's about to be subbed off for Isaiah Jones, by the looks of things. They're replaying all his big moments, including the penalty miss. Yes, Ben Doak and Tommy Conway are off. And Isaiah Jones and Emmanuel Latte-Lar. So it's Latte-Lar who's replacing him. Oh, that's devastating. But actually, what a masterstroke that was from Carrick to bring Conway in over Latte-Lar to get 2 goals. Nearly a hat-trick. Is pretty good going. Yes, Arsenal and Liverpool indeed about to start. If anyone wants me to preview the teams, I'll do so. I did show the teams already for both Arsenal and Liverpool. But I figured now, since the stream is not quite bringing as many people in, I think everyone may have seen it. Right, free kick Norwich, not quite cleared. Here's Sainz. Oh my gosh, what a strike! Sainz again! 2 wonderful goals for Borja Sainz. This guy is an absolute joke this year. Oh my god. I should have said he's going to score that because I literally did say that Borja Sainz is going to score. And that was literally the next attack after they brought off Conway and Bendo as well. So it's not really well cleared. Duffy, and then that is ridiculous. How he's found that angle from there is insane. He's literally right in the edge of the penalty box. Just gets the Torre corner. Literally comes in off the underside of the crossbar. There is the slightest of touches from Seny Dieng, but that's a very, very difficult shot to keep out. We could be in for a really epic finale here, guys. 20 minutes left. And I've got to say, in this second half, it has been Norwich who have been the better side. I'm glad that Borja Sainz and Emiliano Marcondes have actually been given the highest ratings on Norwich's team, actually, because I think they've deserved it. Think we can get a free? I'm not against it being a free, but then similarly with Latte La on and Isaiah Jones, it could easily end 3-4. You know, you just don't know. God, this is going to be insane. I think now, that's the moment I've been waiting for. So, Shortau and Amankwa are the two people that are on the pitch for Norwich. Then obviously the two ones on for Middlesbrough are Isaiah Jones and Latela. Okay, so Middlesbrough have got it in Norwich's half, which is good at the moment. Thanks for the string, says Luna. No worries. This could be a chance here, Isaiah Jones. Oh, it's cleared by Shortau. Now, here come Norwich again. Borja Sainz. Marcondes. Yes. Yeah, that's a really good pass. Through ball comes in. Edmondson defends it just about. And now here comes Middlesbrough again. Ronnie McGree. Oh, okay. Is that not going to be a yellow? Yeah, I think he's going to give Fisher a yellow card. It was a good pass to Amakwa, actually. But yeah, they lost the ball when they really couldn't afford to. Yeah, I mean, it's a shirt pull from Fisher. It is going to be a yellow card. Certainly one where, I don't know, maybe he's tired, maybe a bit of frustration pouring in as well. Knowing how close Norwich are from completing their comeback. Oh, free kick taken very quickly, but it's well defended. Ronnie McGree, and it's high and wide. Not quite as spectacular as Borja Sainz, sadly. It was a good quick free kick, but defended actually really well in the end. I think by Duffy, that was. Is that number 4? Yeah, Shane Duffy. Shane Duffy actually defended that situation perfectly. Did really well there. Right, Shortau now on the attack. He's one of the new subs that's come on for Norwich, who actually has made a really good difference. Borja Sainz. Cross comes in. Oh my God, so close. So close from Shortau. Oh my goodness me. The substitutes that Johannes Frolov has made are making a really good impact for this Norwich side. Wicked cross from Callum Doyle. And Shortau, it's agonising. He does everything right apart from guiding the ball on target. Oh my gosh. Middlesbrough are now on the ropes. They've now got to be very careful. Thanks to the 13 of you here, I think we could be here for a grandstand finish. Borja Sainz with another wonder goal. Shortau inches away from making it 3-3. If that doesn't deserve a like or a subscribe, I don't know what will. So guys, if you've not done so already, please smash the like button. It really helps the channel when you do that. It's free to do. It's just, you know, it massively helps. We're on 17 likes. Could we get to 20 likes maybe? That would be absolutely amazing if we can do so. It really, really is massively appreciated to see all your support. We're on 2689 subs, so we're 11 subs away from 2700 and not far away. So guys, if you've not hit the subscribe button either, it's also free to do, and it really, really helps the channel substantially. It also really, really helps me and motivates me to still keep doing these streams. But we've now hit the 2-hour mark in the stream, and I can't lie, it's been a very quick 2 hours, even having my brother making an appearance as well. I didn't expect that. So yeah, under 15 minutes left. Oh, Okay, I think that's ended up as a goal kick to Middlesbrough. So yeah, of course, Arsenal and Liverpool has just kicked off. It's kicked off 5 minutes ago. I don't believe anything has happened so far. So a draw for Arsenal does actually raise them 2 places up from 5th to 3rd. But Arsenal will preferably be wanting to win this game. Middlesbrough now on the attack. Isaiah Jones. Let's see if he can as good of an impact as Schwartau is doing for Norwich in Middlesbrough's point of view. Middlesbrough not attacking as consistently as they were in the first half. I think they're certainly trying to manage the game. I mean, yeah, a rare second half goal to be conceding for Middlesbrough. Right, here's Isaiah Jones. Good play from Ronnie McGree to find him. He tries to put the cross. That's good defending by Duffy, actually, to keep it from the corner. It's actually only a throw-in. Oh, no, it's Callum Doyle, sorry. He's number 6. It's Callum Doyle that does that. Quick throw-in for Middlesbrough. Ronnie McGree tries to put the cross in. He hasn't done so. To Isaiah Jones just passed to no one. Opportunity gone, although Middlesbrough do win it back. No foul given. Okay. Finn Azaz, he's got options. But he plays the most difficult option. Oh, okay. Getting a little bit feisty now. Finn Azaz, going to pass it to Isaiah Jones. But poorly done. It's good block in the end by what am I thinking? Oh my gosh. I literally had a mind blank. Name. Callum Doyle. I knew it was Callum someone, but I don't know why I don't know what's going on. Right. Callum Doyle with the block. That right there was a mind blank. Quite literally. Right. Schwartau on the ball, who I've been so impressed with since he's come onto the pitch. Komoda. To Callum Doyle. To Marcondes. Back to Callum Doyle. Norwich still holding more of the ball. They certainly are going to have more possession now, I think, for this game than what Middlesbrough would have had. Here's Fisher. Not with a load of options, though. Kenny McLean. He's been quite quiet in this half, actually. Marcondes. He's up against Ronnie McGree. Can he find a wicket pass to Fisher? He can. Excuse me. Here's Fisher again with the cross for Norwich. Oh my gosh, it's in! What? Oh my goodness me. What was the Gorman fan called it? It is 3-3. I don't think he meant that as a shot, but he will claim it as a shot because it's officially his goal. It's the second time a goal has come in from the knee of a goalkeeper. Oh my God, comeback complete. What a performance we're seeing here from Norwich. Schwartau to Fisher. Oh, it's a terrible one for Dieng. So, okay, so it's crazy. It would have gone in from that cross. That is crazy. But when Dieng tries to parry it, he ends up kicking it into his own net. So it will be Fisher's goal because somehow that cross wouldn't have actually seen the ball go through. It's a brilliant save initially by Dieng to keep the ball out, but he unfortunately kicks his own clearance into the net. Oh my goodness me. Wow. That is unbelievable. This game is... I can't believe it. They'll say that Dieng's at fault, but I think it's just unfortunate goalkeeping, really. It's initially an incredible stop to stop the ball crossing the line, but he just ends up parrying it while his leg just swings up and kicks the ball into his own net. Oh my gosh, that's unbelievable. I mean, to be fair, I thought George Long was quite unfortunate to concede one of the goals he did with his knee. That's another situation where I think, again, some will blame keeping, but I actually think that's more unfortunate more than anything. I don't think it's a mistake. Ronnie McGree is off, by the way, and Jonathan Howson is actually onto the pitch now. And I've got to say, that penalty miss from Tommy Conway. is looking terrible now, because since that miss, it's been all Norwich. And as a result, look at that scoreline here. Incredible. We have 10 minutes left of this game. Some are saying Dieng goal, some are saying Fisher goal. I think it's fair to give it to a Fisher goal, to be honest. Right. Looks like Luke Ayling might be going onto the pitch as well. In fact, yeah, Dyche steals off and Luke Ayling's on. So, yeah, certainly Mikel Arteta is ringing the changes now. Goal for Arsenal against Liverpool. That's a big moment. Bukayo Saka with the goal. He's unfortunately out of my team because I swapped him out for Cole Palmer. So I'm hoping he doesn't do too well here. What does that do to the table? In fact, I think it actually doesn't do anything in terms of the positions of the table, but it does a massive difference to the points, because it means only Arsenal are 3 points behind Man City now, and it means Liverpool, as it stands, will be 2 points behind City. So it actually will be a really good weekend for Manchester City so far. Wow, I can't believe this game. I was literally bashing this half, saying that it's not been happening, not much has been happening. But I tell you what, since those substitutions, it has changed the game completely. I am shocked, actually, how much... oh my gosh, names. What's going on? Why am I blanking now? This is not a good sign. When Shortau and Amankwa have come on, they've both made it a huge difference to Norwich. They've been incredible. Norwich might win it. By the way they're playing, they might just do that at the moment. Shortau at the moment is looking unbelievable. And now Norwich are looking like the side that look like they could score at any opportunity. Soon Arsenal will be first place. Well, it's still 3 points behind City. You're still relying on a Man City side who currently have one of the longest unbeaten runs ever to lose a game. It's just not, all the evidence will say that it's just going to be Man City's game, Man City season. Right, Marcondes is off and Jack Stacey's on. So it looks like Thorpe might be wanting to try and settle for a point here, because that's an attacking player off and a defensive player on. Nuna's very happy with that scoreline. Surely Norwich will be very happy with that as well. Tell you what, 2 of those goals have come from ball just sides, been unbelievable. They really have. Now, the only thing that Norwich could let themselves down is if they are defensively shambolic. They've not been too bad in this half. They've, obviously with the exclusion of conceding the penalty, they actually haven't been too bad. Right, 5 minutes left. My voice is starting to go, which is exactly what is happening when you talk for 2 hours and 10 minutes. Blimey. What a game I've decided to pick. That's my first stream back. I couldn't have picked a better choice. And I was really close. I've predicted 2-2. I didn't think it could go 3-3. Maybe I should have predicted 3-3 and just gone absolutely crazy. Apparently a mistake from Andy Robertson leading to Arsenal's first goal. I will look at that when I do have the time. Of course, I'll be watching the game with the family as soon as I'm freed from the stream. But, I'm not making it sound like I'm imprisoned at all. This stream, I've got to say, it has been a lot of fun. We've had surprise appearances, from Matt and my brother coming into the stream. It's been amazing. Sometimes I get the odd university mate come in, get the odd work colleague coming in. This is going to be a first. I don't think my brother has actually ever been on my stream. That's actually crazy. And then, of course, Matt showing his appreciation, which is nice of him as well. Oh, he kept him on side. Oh, okay. So the defensive line, it's not great. Okay. It is an area that needs to be worked on with loads of teams. And when you don't work on it, then it does cost you. Whilst it's not a mistake, positionally wise, Robertson should be experienced enough to know what to do in those situations. So, I can't lie, since Norwich got that equaliser, they did have a good spell, but now it's kind of a bit scrappy now between the two. Looks like it might... Oh, that's not the best of passes at all for Mazaz. He's very frustrated with himself. But this could be a chance here for Norwich to win this. Oh, it's cleared. Amakwa tries to get there, but he can't get there. Here's Mazaz again. Oh, that has got to be at least a yellow card. I mean, Shane Duffy's acknowledging that's going to... Oh my God, it's a red! It's a red! It's a straight red card for Shane Duffy. Oh my gosh. This game is really proving to have everything. I said at least a yellow, but maybe I was being a bit generous. The challenge itself was very dangerous, but I don't think he caught him very well, which is why... Okay, no, like, that angle looks terrible. Let's actually see this again. It's Finazaz. Oh, no, okay. Yep, red card. Red card. I stand corrected. And referee didn't have any hesitation at all. The actual slide into the challenge itself looked really, really dangerous. Oh no, it was Kenny McLean. I thought it was Shane Duffy. Oh my gosh, I can massively apologise. That's actually Kenny McLean that's been sent off, not Shane Duffy at all. So I was going to say, if Duffy was sent off, then actually that would have been terrible defensively. I was going to say, I should have realised it was Kenny McLean because he's got his captain's armband on. Oh my gosh, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if a fight breaks out near the end. Delia Smith and her husband are clapping him off. I probably wouldn't clap him off for doing that, honestly. But I understand that they have to show their full support. Yeah, and Kenny McLean's off. But it does look like Norwich are going to make... how many subs can they make? I think they can make 2 more. And I won't be surprised. But it will be typical for Norwich to go for a man down and go on to win. Honestly, it's just... Nothing ever shocks me with Norwich now. It really has had everything. A penalty miss, a red card, wonder goals, goalkeeping mistakes. Just... It's had everything. I've been so lucky and blessed to look at this game. Lequan, it's good to see you. I think, yeah, you're Lequan Henry, aren't you? It's good to see you again. How are you? It's been a long, long time. Here come Middlesbrough. Finazaz. Shot. Deflected. Oh, I've got to say, that was nearly like a Muric moment, but actually he dives and keeps the ball out. It's the first bit of blood from Emmanuel Latela. And I've got to say, Latela, I can't lie, it's been a bit of a disappointment. I haven't really seen much from him. He's in my team, Gaffer team as well, which doesn't fill me with much hope. Looks like both teams are making at least one substitution. Norwich getting a throw in. That's a really good time for Norwich to get a throw in now. We're in the 89th and a half minute now. And subs are now being brought on, I think. Which I think is why there's a break in the play. No, the referee wants a repositioning of the throw in. So yeah, those substitutes aren't going to have a lot of time. In fact, no, now they're brought on. Aidan Morris is off and Micah Hamilton's on. I don't know much about Micah Hamilton, but we'll see if he brings a good impact. And I think that might be Borja Sainz going off the pitch there. I mean, he single-handedly has given Norwich this point, if they hold on, 2 incredible goals. He has proven to be, I think, one of the best players in the Championship this season. And I think you can see from those goals, I don't think you can disagree with me. So Sorensen's on for Sainz, and in fact Sargent's off as well, and Gordon is on. So clearly some changes from formation, considering that Norwich do have a man down. We'll see if those substitutions from Johannes Frolop pay off. We do have a second goal at the Emirates. I'll quickly go on to that because honestly, this current game between Norwich and Middlesbrough, I can't bear to miss a single minute. So it is 1-1. Virgil van Dijk with the goal. So that'd be good for anyone who has him in fantasy. So Arsenal starting to better, but then Liverpool really taking command of this game by the looks of things here. So yeah, it means that Arsenal are 5 points behind City. Yeah, Arsenal really ought to win if they want to be winning the title this year. Yeah, 18-19 season. I remember there was a 3-3 draw between Forest and Norwich at Carrow Road as well, where Forest were 3-0 up in the 60th minute and Norwich equalised in the 91st. But yeah, 4-3, yeah. Yeah, especially that Daniel Farke squad in the Championship, 17-18, was it? 17-8, wait, 18, I'm getting my seasons confused. Because 16-17 was the season... No, they were promoted the season after, 18-19, that's right, because they had the 19-20 season, and then there was the 2021 season when they had their second stint with Daniel Farke. Yeah, that's right, you're referring to that first season. Great season. Right, I didn't actually tell you how much added time we've got. Apologies, I was too caught up in the action. We've got 6 minutes of added time, which 2 of those minutes have already been played. 4 minutes for either side to try and get a result. Right, Hamilton doing quite well there. Here's Latela, where he's got 3 Norwich players trying to tackle him. And he's earned a throw-in for Middlesbrough. He's done very well there, Latela, actually. Throw-in taken very quickly. Referees allowed it. Oh, this could be a chance. Oh, Zaz just loses it in a critical moment. And it's gone out to play, and it's still a Middlesbrough throw. Seems like now, with Norwich going down to 10 men, they've decided that they're going to try and defend the point rather than going for all 3. But my God, this is a crazy game. Crazy game. It couldn't be any more different. Oh, an attempted through ball. Luke Hayning, that's a poor pass to give away in that area. Gordon wins a free kick for Norwich. And yeah, Zaz is clearly looking very frustrated at the moment. 3 minutes being played. Still 3-3. So we've got 2.5 minutes now. Because we're halfway through the 93rd minute. Once again, guys, I'm probably not going to be here more than 5 minutes after this game is done. Just so that I can move on for the rest of my day and watch Arsenal and Liverpool, of course. But I've got to say, it's been an absolute pleasure being back. It's been delightful, in fact, to be back. I've been blessed with so many good people who have really enjoyed me returning back. And I want to say, the average viewers has actually been so much stronger than I anticipated it to be. So I can only thank you guys for being there, supporting me. And, oh no, I've broken my stream. There we go. Being there and supporting me, and yeah, it's just a tremendous honor, and it reminds me why I keep doing these streams, just so that I can talk to people like you guys. Middlesbrough half chance, it's cleared. Right, now can Norwich counter? Nope, they give the ball away at a critical point. Riley McGree to CJ Hamilton. Oh, not Micah Hamilton. No, that's the other Hamilton. Ball comes in. Oh, Azaz, he can't quite get a shot off. Oh, okay, Middlesbrough coming the closest now since the equaliser. Imagine the team relegated from the Championship with 50 plus points again. That would be crazy, but personally, I don't see it this season. I think it's going to be... I could see it being maybe 36 again. Could be 1 point per game. Oh no, 36? No, 40. Could be 42, 43. Cross comes in. It's not quite clear yet. Is anyone going to shoot for Middlesbrough? Because they've got all options. No, no one. Okay. Here's Luke Ayling, who I did acknowledge came off the bench. Here's Azaz. Azai Jones with some skill. Oh, Azaz now into the box. He's got options. He might want to try and win a penalty. No, it's cleared by Amakwa. That's a good clearance, actually. The best clearance I've actually seen from a Norwich defender today. And he's not even a defender, Amakwa. Okay. Maybe one more chance for Middlesbrough. They're in Norwich's half. Literally 5 seconds. They cannot afford to lose the ball now. This is going to be their final chance. Luke Ayling with the cross. It's a poor one. It finds Callum Doyle. It's cleared. Surely it must be full-time. Referee is still playing on somehow. Norwich fans will be infuriated, but Isaiah Jones doesn't get ahead of Fisher. Fisher defends that really, really, really well. Wins a free kick to Norwich, and surely now that is game over. Yeah, I mean, 106 points. I mean, when you do the maths, 46 times 3 is 138. So you're looking at only dropping 32 points in 46 games in a 10-month period. That is unbelievable. So that's the equivalent of 10 wins and 2 draws. And that is full time. What an amazing game at Carrow Road. As it typically is in Carrow Road. It typically is an amazing game. I should have expected this scoreline. I predicted 2-2. I was not 2 million miles away from what that game was going to be. At half time, we were talking about Middlesbrough entering to the top 6. Conway looking very frustrated with himself because he knows he missed out on that hat-trick. And ultimately, when he missed that penalty, since that moment there, the game and the momentum shifted to Norwich. It was unbelievable. It was almost like Carrick was getting his star people off just to give him some rest. I don't think Dieng should be to blame for the equaliser personally. I think it's just a bit of bad luck. But first half was Middlesbrough's half. 3-1 up and looking very comfortable. Then a penalty being awarded. Tommy Conway misses from the spot. George Long makes the save. A poor penalty on Conway more than... I mean, George Long did get it the right way, but it was a poor penalty from Conway. And then subs happened. The subs had a negative impact on Middlesbrough, but the subs had a positive impact on Norwich. Johannes Frolop, you've got to give him credit. He's done really well with his subs today. And they all made a really, really big difference in the end. So the main ones I'm going to single out and give a shout out to are especially Schwartel and Amankwa. Those two, when they came on the pitch, were incredible. Now, I think Frolop is complaining about the red card to McLean, but I think it's going to be a red card in the end. But ultimately, that penalty save from George Long changed it. That could have been 4-1 and game over for Norwich. They kept believing. Shortau and Amankwa going on added a new attack and dynamic into that team. They got their second goal. I mean, Borges Sainz stealing the show completely. If it wasn't Tommy Conway getting man of the match, it would have been Borges Sainz. And I think he did win man of the match in the end, Borges Sainz as well. Absolutely unbelievable, insane performance from his part. And he's proving to be, I think, up there with the best player in the Championship so far this season. Brilliant individual performances. Two teams that I think will be up there in the Championship. Both sides with things to work on, but ultimately it's going to be a really fun ride watching both of them. It has ended in Carrow Road. Norwich 3, Middlesbrough 3. Good luck in my Sam. Oh, thank you, Luna. I appreciate that. I'm taking in December, so I've got quite a fair bit of time, but thank you for the thought. Quite a poor week. Well, I'm going to find out how everyone's done because I'm going to literally do my week 12 points straight after this game. That's actually going to be the next thing that I do. I've got like a list of things I need to do. I'm doing the week 12 prediction league points is what I'm going to be doing next. So just before I go, I will just give you a look at the table, if it'll let me. So yeah, basically no change. Norwich and Middlesbrough stay in 8th and 9th. Both teams at one point in this game were within the top 6, but both missed the chance. But Norwich will certainly be given more credit for managing to complete a 2-goal comeback. And they did have to play the last 10 or so minutes under with 10 men as well. So brilliant battling performance from Norwich. I think we're going to see more from both of them. I wouldn't be surprised if we see both of them right up there this season. And ultimately, I just think we just saw two brilliant Championship sides going up against each other, which is something we don't always see. So just a recap on the rest of the table. Sunderland, look at this. They are 3... Is it 3? They're 5 points clear. I thought that said 26. They are 5 points clear of Burnley and Leeds. Oh my goodness me, Sunderland are doing unbelievably well. Sheffield United dropping down the table a bit after their 2 consecutive defeats. West Brom losing their way a bit after their poor form. Blackburn holding on to the top 6, but their away form is looking like it's going to cost them at some point. Watford back in the mix after their win over Blackburn. Norwich and Middlesbrough still up there. Millwall up to 10th. They're going unbeaten in 4, which has improved their form. Bristol City doing okay as well. They are up to 11th. Derby, who are performing the best out of the newly promoted League One side so far, in 12th. Sheffield Wednesday, after their recent turnaround in form, sees them in 13th. Oxford still winless in quite a number of games, but obviously it was going to be tough to play against top of the league. Hull mid-table, which sounds about right. Preston's form has really improved considering they're a rock bottom really, but now they're up to 16th, and I think that will only go on to improve. Warning signs are there for Swansea, winless in their last couple of games as you can see, and have not scored actually in their last 5 games. A huge concern for Swansea, only 8 goals scored. Some big decisions and changes are going to have to be made. Coventry, they managed to pick up a win on their part. They're now up to 18th. Stoke looking a little bit precarious, up down to 19th now. Cardiff with their unbeaten run, they're up to 20th, but that will only go on to improve if they can keep this up. Plymouth, they managed to salvage a draw in the end, which actually, had they not got that draw, they would have been in the bottom 3. But look at Luton Town, they are in the bottom 3 for the first time this season. Incredible, really. QPR still in the bottom 3, and Portsmouth still rock bottom. A sucker punch defeat on their parts against Sheffield Wednesday. Okay, I think that wraps it up for me. Unless anyone's got any more questions, I think I'm going to end the stream there, do the prediction league points, and watch Arsenal and Liverpool. When we're next do a live stream, says what's a fan fair question. I don't know, to be honest. Depends how I'm finding revision. If revision's on top of things, I might do one next week, maybe. But if I need to, spend the time on self-care or revision, then it's going to have to be like for the next couple of weeks or so. Swansea side have been in quite a boring side. Yeah, they have, unfortunately, which is a shame, really. But yeah, unless you guys got any more questions, I will be ending the stream there. Once again, guys, thank you so much. We have been streaming for 2.5 hours. It's never easy talking for this much. If you guys have not liked the stream, please do show your appreciation to like the stream. It really does help. We have hit 18 likes, just below 20. That's a bit gutting, but actually we've done relatively well today. Thank you guys so much for the terrific support. In terms of subs, looks like we are ending with 1 sub gained from today. Thank you guys so much for the terrific support as always. And yeah, I think that's going to be it. So to wrap up Lex Alexa today, it is ending Norwich 3, Middlesbrough 3. A red card, a penalty miss, goalkeeping mistakes, wonder goals, counter-attacking goals. This game really had everything. Hopefully we should see some more in the future. But I think that wraps it up, guys. So thank you guys so much for watching. Have a good weekend, and I'll see you later when I do my Week 13 score predictions. I'll see you then, guys, and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Take care, guys.